Welcome into Hand Raise, guys. You probably didn't. We had a lot going on in the last 25 minutes or so.
Seconds, even, actually.
Here in the Clark Ford Studios. But we're here with you for the next, I don't know, however long you guys want us to be here with you.
Within reason.
Within reason. Yeah, we've been here a while.
We are in our 7th hour right now of broadcasting.
That's right.
Something like that. So, yeah, there's that. But.
So Florida 51, Ole Miss 35. My column is up at rebelgrove.com. We'll have Zoom stuff to you as it becomes available. Some post-game, Lane Kiffin and players. So a lot happening. Auburn won today over Kentucky, so it'll be 0-1 Kentucky, 0-1 Ole Miss in what should be a really interesting game next Saturday, Chase.
A very winnable game for the Rebels.
Very winnable, no doubt. From watching that right now, Mississippi State leads LSU 3-0. Arkansas and Georgia are scoreless, about 5 minutes and change into that game in Fayetteville. So we'll keep you up to date on those. We'll keep you company. We'll model. I will model some Blue Delta jeans for you. You can make fun of me. That's okay. Again, our thanks to Rafters from earlier for a great lunch. A lot of food there at Rafters. If you guys are there. Highly recommend everything there. Our thanks to the Rogue for our pregame show, Scoreboard Business, which I think was a hit, at least for week one, for what we were doing.
Analytically, it was.
Analytically, it was a hit. Ryan Brown was terrific. Edgar Thompson said that Florida's offense would be really good, and he wasn't lying.
No.
Wasn't lying. Let's a little credit where credit's due. He said Florida was really good on offense, and by God, they were.
He also said Todd Grantham was Buddy Ryan.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then Ole Miss is about to go 7-3.
Yeah.
So we got to keep all that in context. But so a lot for us to talk about, a lot for us to get to. We'll get Jeffrey Wright on the phone with Chase here in a minute, and let them kind of break down the game a little bit while Haley and I get a few things straight in the background, and then we'll take your calls and drink some bourbon. Neal Forbes, give me that if you would. Chaser, you can show the camera. Never mind. You have a camera right there in front of you as well. Neal Forbes is sponsoring our Bourbon of the Week. And what is it this week, Chase?
So we're doing barrel bourbon today. It is a high cotton pick. High cotton's been good to the MPW Digital Network over the months and years. When Bourbon South is a go, it is our provider for bourbon. So their store pick, High Cotton, there on West Jackson and in Oxford. Barrel, 14 years on the bourbon this week. I haven't had this one. Ask a couple other people. They haven't had it either, so we'll try it for the first time. I will say, I'm typically not a huge barrel fan, just period. Although I trust the people with the store picks here, and it was a couple years ago. It was 2017 or 18. There was a Barrel 15 that was my favorite bourbon I had all year a few years ago. So they can hit home runs. We'll see what this one has in store for it. But again, it is only bottle number 6 in this barrel.
How about that?
14 years of age on this one. So I was not showing the camera the bottle, so I apologize for that. I'm on delay, so I couldn't tell where the camera was or was not. So that was a little bit of a mistake there. But it's okay.
It's okay.
We'll get to it later.
We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, it's all good.
We're gonna be okay.
We're gonna persevere.
We are absolutely going to.
So, what do you guys think in the thread? Tell us pros, cons. I know a lot of you are just kind of back. You were with us during the show. It's not like it's the first time we've seen you today, but also credit to all the ones we've seen some familiar names on the pregame, in-game, and post-game. So, Rebel Grove bucks to you guys for whatever that's worth. Tyler, thank you for starting our super chats for the evening. Appreciate you. He says, congrats on the first show. You stayed on TV. 2 all day. The halftime commentary was great. Huge thanks, too, to Pete DeWeese. Second quarter was fantastic. I think that provides something that, frankly, you're not going to get anywhere else during an Ole Miss game. Pete is phenomenal with schematics. He's phenomenal with explaining why and how coaches do things to the best of his ability. So it was that was really cool. I was very pleased with the second quarter. Very pleased with Pete there as we got that going. Somebody asking about sound. I thought it sounded really good through the TV as far as the in-game crowd. It didn't sound like it was piped in. It sounded real. It felt For the most part, like it should have. I mean, I really do. I thought that it just seemed like a football game for the most part, which is what you want it to be with a crowd that was that small. So.
Georgia and Arkansas should stop the season right now, take a team picture in front of the scoreboard, and just head to the house. Touchdown pass for the Hogs. They're up 7-0.
Who's their quarterback?
Felipe Franks.
Oh, that's right.
They're a little better at quarterback. They're going to be a little better at quarterback.
Not Kyle Trask better, but
No. And they have some weapons at receiver. There's a little bit there in the skill positions. They were bad at the quarterback position last year.
Neal and I are both wearing our merchandise today, by the way. I'll drop a camera for a second. Wearing the white with the red. Neal is wearing the gray with the powder, which he's been very much a fan of.
Very good.
Over time.
It's a nice look.
You like that? It's been your favorite. No, it wasn't.
I like the navy with the but I do like this color. It's
That's
nice.
fair.
Yeah.
All right.
So anything else we want to get to before we Clark Ford Studios, Oxford Exxon, all the people that make this possible. We talk about this a lot, and I won't bore people with it, but in the last 6.5 months when we didn't know if there would be football, we lost some advertisers. Some people, frankly, had to shut down business for a while. There's no reason to advertise a business that's not open. But a lot of people stuck with us, and we're super thankful today that that's the case. So even the ones that we haven't named, you know who you are, and we'll try to talk about you as much as we can over the course of the next little bit and over the course of this season, because we'll do this again. We'll do it again every week. So we'll take some calls and stuff in a little bit. I think we're going to get Jeffrey now, so you guys can talk football. Y'all can kind of recap the game, and then we'll go from there. I've got a column up, like I said. I need to get some other stuff up as well. So I'm going to get Jeffrey on the phone if I can find him.
Oh, I guess I need headphones.
Yeah, you will eventually need headphones, yes. Let's see. I'm just going to look up Jeffrey here. There he is. All right, so I'm going to call Jeffrey. We're just doing audio, right? We're not trying to do video with Jeffrey?
That was not my thing, and I think I was supposed to tell him when, and I kind of forgot, to be honest. So
he's active now, but I'll let you tell him. But that's the plan, right? We'll just do audio with Jeffrey, and
that's fine.
I'll put the camera on you, and you can talk with him.
That's whatever you'd like me to do.
Okay. Yeah. I need more people in my life that just say whatever you'd like me to do. Yeah. You know, that'd be good. I don't get that much.
Not really your thing.
All right, he's ready. Here we go. Hello, Jeffrey.
Good afternoon, y'all.
All right, I can play with this, Chase, and try to put him on camera to talk to you.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna try something here.
We're all learning.
Everybody, just hang tight. And I think I can do it. This way. Nope, that's incorrect. Select all, and then switch cameras. And I'll just take the overlay off. Let's see. There it is. There's the two of you just chatting away. How about that?
Works for me. Works for you.
Okay. All right. I will, Jeffrey, I'm going to turn it over to you and Chase, and I'll get a few things done in the background here, and then we'll revisit.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. You watched the game. I watched the game. No reason in doing a lot of discussing scores and stats or whatnot. But for Ole Miss, we kind of expected Lane to find a way to score some points, Lebby to find a way to score some points, and that defense to be bad. What is it that I'm missing other than the obvious? What kind of beyond that did you see today?
I liked how I felt like the offense had more of a purpose than maybe we've seen Ole Miss have in a while. Like you looked at everything kind of built on everything. Like there was plays that set up other plays. Like there was real design.
Let me stop you real quick. Can you turn the fan off? I know that sounds crazy, but it's like doing a weird thing behind me. All good now. Go ahead.
I think it's turning off.
Okay.
It
Sounds
looks like
good.
it's slowing down.
Okay.
Or we could just do this. Like you look at like, they'd send Elijah Moore in motion, and that opened up that deep post pass for the touchdown because the safety was convinced that, they were going to swing it out to Moore. Like, everything had a real design. Everything had purpose. And you look at their third down numbers. They were really efficient. Yards per play, as you point out, like, there's no need to go through the stats, but I just felt like in general, you realize, like, why Lane Kiffin is a very good offensive mind. He had the bold strategy of, you look at it, the leading target is Elijah Moore, his best receiver. Jerry Neal, probably his best playmaker, gets 20 touches. Like, it was just finding ways to get his guys the ball. And, I don't want to kill the kid, but I mean, Chase, like, to me, the ultimate example of why Lane Kiffin is really good at what he does, Matt Corral was like 70% for nearly 400 yards, and I didn't think he was very good today. Did you?
I didn't think he made many mistakes. I thought that was what I liked about Corral, was I thought other than he spun into that sack there at whatever point that was, when he could have kind of stayed in the pocket, worked his feet back to the right a little, and kept the play going. But from a throwing standpoint, he didn't do what we've seen from Matt in the past, which was kind of panic, not pick the right times to either leave the pocket or stay in the pocket, depending on what's going on, and throw the ball to the other team. His one interception is the tip pass at the line. I thought that there was improvement in the areas with Corral where I would have been worried as an Ole Miss fan of what that's going to look like and what's going to be. And yeah, maybe he didn't always pick the right read. Maybe all of his throws weren't perfect. But I thought that he did improve on the things that basically will require him to be the quarterback in Lane Kiffin's offense, which is don't turn it over and don't do stupid things in the pocket.
Right, and I think we're kind of making the same point. Like, what I'm saying is, it's not like he went out. I look at, he was not really on time with his throws. Like, in terms of a time, what I mean? Like, there was a lot of holding of the ball. It wasn't like he was just out there just throwing darts all over the place. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying about Lane Kiffin's offense. It doesn't require a superstar to be able to move the football. And to me, like, that was one of the most encouraging things that I saw, that, you're watching that offense, and nothing was, oh my God, like, this is just guys just making plays. It was just really encouraging to see from Ole Miss's perspective that they were able to move the football without having to be too special. You know what I mean?
They did a ton down the field. I mean, they hit more on some long passes. They hit Drummond there early. Drummond had the pass himself on the drive and ended up not leading anywhere. How'd you feel about just sort of the way they went about, short, intermediate, long on the offense? Is it things that are sustainable? Because you hit a lot of big plays, but did you feel like you saw enough of kind of the intermediate stuff where they work the offense effectively the way they need to?
Yeah, I mean, I doubt Lane Kiffin wants to run a bunch of dig routes with Matt Corral as his quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? I think what they did very well was, they're not gonna ask Corral to go back and, read deep, middle, short dump. Like, they're not gonna ask him to do that. And what they did a really good job of all night was, okay, what are the throws that he's really good at? And if you think back to even, his freshman year when he came in against Mississippi State and the night that caused so much optimism for him, he's pretty good at throwing the ball to the outside, like outside and deep. Like, that's pretty what he's pretty good at. But whenever they had to kind of work the middle, they were rolling him out. They were giving him kind of easier throws or more obvious reads. And so I don't really think that they're going to ask him to do that. In terms of sustainability, I mean, you look at kind of what their game plan was, and I don't feel like they put their offensive linemen in that bad of spots. I don't feel like they're going to go up against, I mean, I don't know if that's the best Florida defense in a while, but I mean, they certainly had athletes on the other side, and they didn't. I mean,
especially on the front four and the front seven, they're pretty good up there. And I thought Broker acclimated himself really well at left tackle. Newman played okay, and for two redshirt freshmen, they got, James had the penalty that could or could not have been called on Ely, or was it Ely? the touchdown they got called back.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah.
they played okay in the interior. I mean, when they did not get predictable on inside runs, the offensive line held up really well.
Yeah, and so in terms of replicating that, I kind of think this team is exactly what I expected them coming into it. I mean, this team is going to really move the football, and unless they start getting some of those other bodies on the defensive side, they're going to give up a lot of points, and they're going to have to start figuring out ways to force some turnovers. I thought defensively they tackled decently. It's just there's just so much you can do. There's only so much you can do when you cannot generate any sort of a pass rush, and they really just could not all night.
And they kind of took both paths to it. You know what I mean? In the first half, they played a lot of coverage. They tried to make Trask stay down the field, hit a lot of short passes, tried to just get a drop to turn into a third down. And then the second half, they brought more pressure. They tried to do more from the outside. They did try to mix it up. Either way was ineffective, and I think that's the deal too. And it's what we won't know till next week. We'll see what Terry Wilson looks like against Ole Miss. Kentucky's going to try to run the football. They're going to try a lot of counter and a lot of misdirection through the run game and the short pass game.
He threw it 37 times today.
Did he really?
That's
good grief.
That's
okay.
not what you want.
That's awful.
Terry Wilson doing.
So point being, we don't know exactly till next week or even the next week or the next week what this was going to look like, but how much – we know the defense isn't good. We know they have to get a pass rush, but – to what level of curve are you grading them on because it was Florida and Hill and Pitts and Kyle Trask?
Oh, a very steep curve. Yeah. I mean, look at, it was the line coming in was about 2 touchdowns. It was essentially a 2-touchdown game. I mean, they get into the red zone twice and don't get points. If I'm I kind of felt like I had a pretty good read of what Ole Miss was coming into this game. And to me, they checked the boxes that I wanted to see. Like, at a certain point, they're not going to be able – like, the defense is what it is. Like, that roster is what it is. But in terms of what we saw from an offensive perspective, I think they exceeded expectations. I mean, you look at the key things that mattered. They were pretty good on third down. They mixed it up pretty well, and like I never felt like anything was just a miracle. Like okay, who do we need to work the ball to? Love the transfer tight end. I think that's a new element, and I thought they did really good getting him the ball. And then you saw when the way he blocks, I thought he was effective too. And to me, I thought this whole season coming into the year was Kentucky, South Carolina, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. Like, what do you do against those 5 teams?
Sure.
I saw nothing today that convinced me that they cannot win all 5 of those games. Like, would I pick them to win all 5? I mean, probably not. But I saw nothing today that suggested to me that they can't beat every single one of those teams.
Yeah, I think you hit the good point there. Is we mentioned, I mean, Lane Kiffin's known to just getting playmakers the ball. He has Ely, he has Moore. They used German a little bit early. They did some of these things. And, yeah, I think Yoba's going to continue the transfer tight end. I think it's going to continue to be more and more of a weapon as the season goes on. They felt more comfortable with that in the second half after he was pretty non-existent early on, assuming he's fine injury-wise, and I guess he is when he got up there late. But, yeah, it was on schedule all day, even when it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of felt on schedule. That was the thing. Like, even if they had a 3-and-out or they did something or whatever, it was kind of okay.
13 drives, 2 3-and-outs.
Yeah, it looked fine. It looked like they knew what they were doing. Ely in this offense, because there's balance and because nobody's just keying on the run game all the freaking time, he's going to be better, not even outside, but between the tackles. I thought Ely really does kind of bounce and get to the second level pretty well through that. It's making everybody better, and I think that is what you saw. He's going to find mismatches. He's going to help corral. Ryan Brown, I don't think you were listening probably, but Ryan talked about one of the criticisms of Lane in the pregame show was that he almost helps his quarterback too much because it hurts some development. He kind of does reads for them. Well, there's a good middle ground here to where if you can help Corral and just let him use some arm talent, you can be really dangerous consistently with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Lane reading the defense for Corral.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the worst criticisms I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not letting it. Did you want Jalen Hurts reading the whole field?
Yeah. Jacob Coker.
Do did you want Blake Sims reading the whole field?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, like that's
if you can tell your player where to throw it, you tell him where to throw it.
Yes, it helps everything stay on time. It helps everything stay on schedule. It allows for a deficiency to not become a deficiency. That's one of the worst criticisms I've ever heard. And I'm not blaming Ryan. I'm just saying,
it wasn't like he didn't necessarily agree. It was just the point of that was been.
But that's like the ultimate in Alabama. You have to find something to criticize. So he's doing too much for the kids. It's like, what? What's his job? Is his job to develop a undrafted to mid-round draft pick into that? What does that even mean? Like, he had bad quarterbacks.
I think we're missing a little bit of the conversation. I think more of what it was like, it's a program
what
guy.
They're saying is because he did it for them, they didn't learn how to do it on their own.
Or, it harmed them in their overall development toward the league or whatever.
Okay. It was Jake Coker. You know what? That's a great point. Jake Coker was on the path to being a first-round draft pick. That's why Florida State let him walk. Blake Sims was definitely going to be a second or third round. Like, that's so unbelievably stupid.
It's one quarter in, so no hot takes necessarily, but LSU looks like garbage so far.
It's almost like Miles Brennan is a quarterback that was from Mississippi that didn't have an offer from Ole Miss or Mississippi State.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not a believer there.
I said it last year, and I feel pretty confident in this. Like, I understand they are missing a lot, but that team was a typical LSU team, like one of the LSU's like build-up years, and then they had the best player in the country last year. Now you're seeing what they look like with the new Danny Etling at quarterback.
Ooh. That's a strong one.
I mean, this looks like Danny Etling. That ball was dropped. That wasn't his fault.
So defensively, what can they do? What's the path for Partridge and Durkin as they get to next week?
Get those kids eligible?
Well, one of them was. Dean Leonard played today. Otis Reese is who's not back yet.
Recruit?
Yeah, you kind of are what you are right now, aren't you?
I mean, I actually think if I'm Durkin, I probably take the second half game plan. Like, I know you're probably gonna get burned. I mean, to me it's a matter of, do you want to be aggressive and try to force some turnovers, or do you want to allow them to march the length of the field and see if they make mistakes? I mean, I guess it kind of depends on who you're playing. If I'm playing a team like Mullins that's pretty well coached, you probably want to get aggressive, because when they made them go the length of the field, they didn't really struggle all that much. Like, they just kind of methodically moved the ball down the field. Maybe if you're playing Terry Wilson, maybe you want to lay back a little bit, be less aggressive, and see if he can go completely down the field and beat you. But I mean, the simple answer is you gotta get better players, man.
Do you think they can stop the run against the teams that are a little more one-dimensional, that don't have the kind of Trask? I mean, or a guy like Trask, and you mentioned Terry Wilson, maybe Felipe Franks at Arkansas, that kind of thing. I mean, is that the path there, that they do at least have the ability? Because they're actually okay at linebacker. It's just that front four is so bad right now.
That's my concern. I mean, think about how many plays you watch where the line of scrimmage just got, pushed back 3-4 yards. Like, that's a problem, man. Like, in the end, like, let's say that call goes differently and they don't make that call, which I thought that was a weak call. But like, they would have had to gotten a stop. Like, Florida was just changing the line of scrimmage. They could not generate a pass rush. Everything worked. I mean, honestly, it felt like I was just like watching a Giants game. Like, they don't have to do anything. Like, you don't have to game plan against them. If you want to run it, you can run it. If you want to throw it, you can throw it. Like, there's nothing they can take away. So I don't really know if you want to be more aggressive with the linebackers, because I think any competent offensive coordinator can scheme against that if they're having to be aggressive. And like you said, that's kind of their best playmakers. I think your best hope is allow them to get free enough, like hope that you can get enough of in the way and get them free enough to let them make plays. But that front, that ain't it, man.
I get one game is not a big deal in this, but you're just trying to look for culture, perception of the program, recruiting, all those things. That was what was a hit today. It's what went well. You watched Ole Miss, and at no point did they seem completely overmatched all the way around. They got down 21 points a couple times. They scored every time that happened to kind of get back in the game. I thought that for a team that you are kind of trying to teach some mentality to and teach some culture to and trying to keep into things, they did a really nice job of kind of staying with it. That's the biggest thing with the Sonogo penalty that wasn't, that they get the ball back there. I'm not saying they're going to score. They probably weren't going to get a stop. It would have been nice to have
the opportunity.
Yeah, you learned from that. That would have been a pretty good couple of series there and a little bit of a transition to just see that, just see what it looked like. And they kind of did miss that. But for the most part, I think they can learn from this. I think they can recruit to this. I think he can get on the phone tonight and go, hey, look, you just need some Jimmies and some Joes and some dudes and see what you kind of do. Here's what I did on offense. I mean, from that standpoint, we already knew Ole Miss was a little more relevant just from the media and the PR and everything around Lane Kiffin. But even from an on-the-field standpoint.
Game was on ESPN, and better games are not.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
On the network.
So I think that from a relevancy standpoint, Ole Miss, even after the game, the way it went and the way they flashed against the top 5 team, because I don't know what Florida should be ranked, but I know they're dang good. They're going to compete against Georgia in the East. It's the most relevant Ole Miss has been since 2016 right now.
I completely agree. My thought when I was watching the game was, and this isn't anything other than just the thought that went through my head, it's a shame they didn't get, it's a shame that things are the way that they are, because that was the exact debut I think they wanted to make. Like if they could have had the crowd, you know what I mean? Like if you could have had all the fans there, if you could have had the excitement and the buzz that comes with it year one, like offensively they were exciting. Like that game was, even when the game kind of got out of hand, it was still a fun game. And I think that's kind of what he was hoping to do. Hey, we're going to be exciting. We're going to put points up on the board. Like it's going to be a fun watch. And, like you were saying, I think a lot of his plan was, hey, it didn't work today, but if we could get you, man, whoever that big time recruit is, it's going to look a lot better. And I just kept thinking today, like it's no one's fault, obviously, but man, that just kind of sucks that things are the way they are, because I think that would have been relatively close to script, don't you? Like,
100%.
Hey, exciting, explosive offense, points. I thought they played hard. You look at it, what they have, 4 penalties. I thought they played pretty smart. Like, I thought that was a heck of a debut considering the level of opponent. And I 100% grade on a curve because, I still got questions about Trask against Georgia, because you see with Trask when they kind of dirty the pocket, he throws from his back foot a lot, and he doesn't have a special arm or anything like that. But that team offensively, I mean, doesn't that feel like Dan Mullen's, like, to me, like that feels like the mega 2014 Mississippi State team. Like that feels like the 2014 Mississippi State team with like real dudes.
That's a good point. It's like the profile's the same,
outside,
isn't it? Yeah.
Backs, that tight end's still a stud. Like that team to me just felt like, man, I imagine he loves this team.
Lane is predicated around a couple playmakers and really focusing on them. But did you see enough flashes from anybody to give that second really bad pass by KJ Costello there that led to a pick 6 for LSU? Did you see any second option at wide receiver? Is it Yoba at tight end? Where can Matt Corral go when Elijah Moore's covered?
I still like Drummond. Don't y'all?
I'm good with him down the field. I have no problem with that. Mingo has got to show. Because from a pure talent standpoint, he has it. He's just not showing right now.
No, the only criticism that I would have today, and it's certainly not something that I would be like, this has to change simply. didn't it feel like there were a couple of times that they were like force feeding Plumlee, and it just felt like it got everything out of sync because like they were having to, like when you're at a party and there's the family member, maybe it's the rich family member, you got to keep that person happy, and so like you end up having to like do something, and everyone's like, man, that really killed the flow of the night. Like it just felt like that every time that, like, I enjoyed the first series, the kind of winking at everybody that Kiffin did with putting them both on the field at the same time, but then there was like a few other drives where like it just felt like it killed the flow. No, I felt the exact. It was. Yeah, you're just grading the raw score, and then you'll curve it later or whatever. You'll adjust it later.
Oh, okay. Oh, simple as that. I fixed it. I'm sorry. It was just we had a mute issue there, Jeffrey. Sorry about that. It's unmuted now. We're all
No,
good.
I mean you sounded fine. Chase was actually the one.
It was in our. We had it muted through the actual board, like our people couldn't hear us.
Yeah, we fixed it. Sorry about that.
No, I mean I completely agree.
So
with you.
I'll say it again because the people didn't hear me. There was one possession in the second quarter that if I were really grading, it would be they did all the cute stuff with Plumlee, and it was a disaster. Florida got the football back, scored 28-14 at the half. I thought that was if you're under the if you're grading it on how could you have won the game? If you're doing that, number one, I don't really think there was a scenario in which Ole Miss wins today. They were so struggle on defense to the point that they did. But that would be the one. I didn't like that. And there was a couple in the second half where there was a couple of play calls. But look, if you're going to nitpick every single play call in a football game, I'm not ever going to be that guy. I thought for the most part they had a great call.
I mean, it's really tough to nitpick a team that puts up 600 yards of offense, and it wasn't when they put up 600 yards when they got down 38-7. I mean, they put up yards the entire game.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have probably touched it. I didn't hear all of this, so I don't want to get repetitive. I got to tell you, it's the first time for me. It's the first time since early in 2016 that I watched a game. Can people still not hear me?
I think you're good.
Okay.
I don't see any issues.
Okay.
Why?
Well, people are saying in the stream they can't hear me, but
from now or earlier?
I can't tell. It's the first time since 2016 that I kind of watched it and went, God, Ole Miss football was kind of fun today.
No, that was so. I told Chase this, and sorry for being repetitive for those that are in the stream, but I wanted Neal's reaction to this. The whole thought I had during the game was, man, it's a shame. It's a shame the way that the world is right now, and that it's nobody's fault. It just kind of sucks because what they were going for, like, when Kiffin's hired in December, I think his plan was, hey man, when you come in game one, you're going to watch us and we're going to be fun. And there's going to be excitement. And probably, I think in the back of his mind, he knew, hey, we're probably going to fall short, but we're going to fall short because we don't have the right guys and we don't have enough, and we need you. And man, I thought like, that's all I was thinking today. It's like, man, this would have been a really, really, really fun day because of the way that, it was exciting, man. But it's just kind of the bummer of what everyone's dealing with.
It was, but it wasn't a bummer for the kids not watching on TV. And that's who.
No, I agree with that.
Ultimately, that's who your audience was. You okay? Yeah. All right. They're working on some camera stuff so that I can model blue jeans in a minute, Jeffrey. That's what's going on behind the scenes.
Talk dirty to me, baby.
Oh, you like that? I know.
Ooh, that was a nice throw by Costello.
Yeah, Costello made a good throw. LSU up 7-3.
I told Chase this. It's almost like Miles Brennan was a kid from Mississippi that didn't have an offer from Ole Miss or Mississippi State.
You know, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to. It's like I'm always reluctant when I hear about rave reviews about a kid from Alabama that didn't have an offer from Alabama or Auburn. I'm always like, I mean, I'm not saying there won't. No,
there
are examples of kids that like Trey Elston, you know, for example. But boy,
Jordan Sims. Jordan Sims was a good college football player.
Yeah, he was. Arkansas.
But I mean, we can kind of remember those.
To prove to you that quarterback play is important in football, Georgia's struggling at quarterback, and they're down 7-0 to Arkansas late in the first quarter.
In that one, I don't care about that.
Okay, I'm re-engaging.
You're good. Okay.
What about the Pokes? I ended up only getting 5.5 in that one. See how we're doing there.
Hadn't even looked.
What scores?
Yeah.
Okay, Neal. While I'm doing that, can you change my camera to the one we just plugged in?
I can certainly try.
Can you do that?
Yes, I can. I can take this one off, and I can add that one in. Does that put you in?
Well, you've got the screen.
Yeah, it appears that it does, but it's not.
Not what?
Hold on. Don't want to do that.
We're trying to make it, Jeffrey, where my ability to exfoliate is not the main thing people see when they click into the stream.
It's
you having some adult acne problems?
Well, no, I just was very zoomed in. Like it's.
Oh, people want to see how your nose hairs are growing?
Yeah. So it needs to
Holy
move a
cow,
little
guys.
bit.
I've now flipped through 6 games. Yeah. Every single one of them's on commercial.
It's not reading
this
that
is
one,
just
Chase.
this is awful.
No.
Oh yeah, we got Blake in like 5 minutes, by the way.
Well, there you are. Okay, so I go up here now, and I can add me in, and then I add you, and I add Jeffrey, and there we are. Look at that.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. See, we haven't clicked over yet, and then okay.
I'm really thankful that I have watched the hours of tutorials that I have, because otherwise the panic would kick in on some of this. And now I just go, no, you can do this. You know how to do it.
Yeah, we're all learning, guys. It just is what it is. We're flipping through. We're trying to make some progress.
By the way,
No, you just went back to the other camera again.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. But we'll figure it. It works, I think, much better when we have only 2 people on the stream. I think the third is narrowing it too much. But I think we're good. Go ahead. Sorry, Jeffrey. Lord.
Was the most Kansas State thing ever losing at home to Arkansas State and then going to OU today and beating them?
100%.
That was so perfect.
Well, it would be that way under a Bill Snyder team. Frankly, this is kind of new that they're winning under anybody else.
Like Kleiman or whatever his name, whatever. I feel like he's cut from the same cloth.
Is the Big 12 just awful, though? Are we just going to completely rule them out of the championship now? It's over?
Yeah, it's over. Unless
Texas
for some reason Texas looks great, at which point, quite frankly, Texas will get some bonus points for being one of the key reasons that everyone didn't follow the Big Ten's lead.
I think the thing that's been so glaring watching the Big 12 this year, man, when they went up against some of those Sun Belt teams, it wasn't like, oh, the Sun Belt teams hit some big plays and it was fluky. Like, you looked at the rosters and the guys that were on the field, like physically they like matched up with them. I think that was what was alarming to me.
Yeah, from a speed standpoint, a size standpoint,
I mean, like that just it was jarring, man. Like, and I think that's kind of the thing. Part of the reason why the Big 12 is fun, like it was kind of like Oklahoma, Texas, and then it was a lot of kind of the same.
Touchdown.
I think
Mississippi
a lot of it
State
was fun that way because it was kind of mediocre teams going up against each other. It was kind of like the MAC on steroids.
All right,
but now it's just getting exposed.
Speaking of getting exposed, this is a 1.5 hot take, and I get this is a 1.5 hot take.
We had a second of this, so
guys, it's football season. We get to overreact. Yes, we're back.
LSU looks like a team that lost everything off of a championship team a year earlier. That is exactly what they look like.
Jeffrey and I were talking about it. Brennan's is not very good, too. When your quarterback's not great, it changes everything.
And Burrow, for whatever you want to pick apart with Joe Burrow, was the first pick in the draft. He not only won the Heisman, he ran away with the Heisman. There was no point for anybody else to come to the ceremony.
No, this is what I told Chase, and I said this to y'all last year, and I still feel the exact same way. Not only are all those things true about Joe Burrow, I think there's a reason why Brady left. Like, that was Brady's opportunity to get to the NFL.
Yeah.
Because I think Brady deep down knew what I kept preaching, and then I got a lot of blowback. There was nothing that LSU ran that I'm like, I've never seen that before. It did show how behind they were offensively, but it wasn't like, oh, they're running the Saints scheme. Like,
no, they were running some 4 wide. They were running a lot of play action. They had a really good
meshes, a lot of crossing routes. Like, they were trying to create space for great athletes.
They were running a pro style offense with a bunch of pros.
And
they were good up front too.
Now that Burrow, like, I kind of get it why Burrow maybe fell behind at Ohio State. Burrow you watch him and he doesn't have the biggest arm.
And he got hurt.
Yes, well, there's no question, the breaking of the hand.
But that set him behind other quarterbacks. And you know how coaches are.
Exactly.
I mean, we saw it happen last year with Ole Miss.
Yes.
Once a coaching staff falls in love with the quarterback, all of the other quarterbacks, they don't get dates anymore. They're gone. They don't count.
He's so good in the pocket. He's also, he has the thing that I've told y'all, like, he just has instincts. Like, when he's the guy that anticipates the throw, and then he's lethally accurate.
Okay. But I'm going to interrupt you guys and get back on the Ole Miss topic and stay here. This is one game hot take. And Ole Miss's defense is bad enough to lose both of these games, but Ole Miss's offense is good enough to win both of these games.
Well, see, that's where I was going. That's how much my thought was. This is the ultimate hot take because we're a quarter into a couple of these games. I understand that. But when you look at the SEC so far, and let me stress so far.
Yeah.
State maybe is a little better, or LSU just sucks, or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Everyone that thought the air raid can't work in the SEC, it turns out, it can probably work.
Arkansas is up 7-0 on Georgia. Look, Georgia's going to win the game, but they have quarterback issues. There's a chance that everybody's a little more in the middle than maybe we thought, other than maybe Alabama and Florida. We haven't seen Alabama yet. I think Florida pretty much to steal them scream. They kind of are, they are what we thought they were for the most part. Nothing about that Florida team surprised me this morning. They're good. Everybody else might be a little more hodgepodge in the middle. Ole Miss is maybe a little better than all people are giving them credit for. Maybe State's a little better. LSU's worse. Whatever.
Yeah, a lot worse.
Well, yeah, but duh. But that's my point.
Did y'all see the stat? I think Ross retweeted it. Dellinger retweeted it. LSU started as many guys from FCS schools today that started in the national championship game. 3 apiece.
How about that? I bet Campbell is glued to this Hogs Georgia game. I bet she's like right now working on play calls. I bet she's thinking, okay, what do we do here, 1st and 10? Probably has no clue the game started. Yet she's undefeated for the week so far on picks.
I think the thing that stood out from half of a day of watching SEC football, I think Florida's really good, and I think those that thought picking Florida to win the East was a hot take, I do not think that was a hot take.
No, they have the best quarterback, and it's a quarterback game.
No, they have the best. They have one of the best offensive guys.
Yeah.
Like, Ole Miss fans can hate him. He's really good. And I told Chase this team that Florida has right now feels like the ultimate Dan Mullen team. Like, it feels like the 2014 Mississippi State team on steroids. Like, everything was super clean. Everything was crisp. Like, the way that they were efficient moving the ball, if they wanted to have a drive or they wanted to run it, they could run it. If they wanted to throw deep, they could throw deep. If they wanted to do the intermediate thing, they could do that. And then, like, on defense, they're good up front. And, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think that team looks really good.
All right, we're going to roll away from you now, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for the time. We got to get Blake Cookenauer from Blue Delta Jeans on. It's time for me to start and finish my modeling career.
All right, man.
All right, thanks for the time, buddy. Appreciate you. That was Jeffrey Wright. Really appreciate his time. I'm going to go back to OEP Main 2.
Yeah, I think when we only have two of us, that camera works pretty well as it's sitting for my ankle.
And I'm going to add me. Yeah, look, that's really good.
Yeah.
Look at that. And then I'm going to add you in here. Boom.
You're celebrating. Do you feel good about it?
I kind of feel good about it. And then I'm going to add the overlay. And there it is. Boom. Yeah, it's a good moment for me. Just let me revel in this for a second. Haley knows.
You're flipping all around.
Haley knows this is going to end well.
Going to end well?
Yeah. Look at her. She knows it.
She hasn't seen it yet, though.
Haley has more faith in me than you do. And I've experienced, I mean, and maybe that's justified. I haven't known Haley quite as long.
Well, you still hadn't got me from that camera.
Are you not on that camera?
No.
Okay.
You're still showing me on the camera that I have plugged in.
So I need to go to this J1455. Okay. And then I'm going to get rid of that one. But for whatever reason, you're on it now, but I can't get you to stream on it. It's a still picture. It's not It's not streaming. Yeah.
Okay. We'll program it. Look, all right.
Okay.
Now, that is a little bit of a problem for the jeans in a minute, however.
Well, I think what we're going to have to do for the jeans today is take this camera that wasn't plugged in, plug it in, and we'll figure it out. We got time.
Oh, yeah, because you get the picture, but it doesn't actually do anything.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, we'll fix that. That's doable.
So
because it clearly does it.
Taking that out and putting you back in. LSU scored, by the way. They're up 14-10. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So how do we do this?
What do you
need to plug in this camera here.
Or, I mean, I don't necessarily need to be on camera. Just take mine. I mean,
okay.
It's easy.
We could just put, so I could put it on, I guess we could do that. You could provide commentary and laugh. I can put you on 2 only.
Yep.
And Haley can take the camera, and I'll get up, and y'all can make fun of my body. But the pants are really cool.
Okay. Neal is currently getting up to model. He has his, again, gray MPW digital shirt on with the powder blue state outline that everybody knows and loves. And then, I mean, it's up to you. We're flipping it around to, well, I mean, again, I'm on delay, Neal, so I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not getting antsy. I'm good. The powder blue is what we're looking at right here. Neal is up in the opposite sides of the room. You're getting a really good look at the whole deal. I didn't mean, whatever. The whole deal. There it is. But it is. They match the powder really well. Yeah. They look exactly like the color you want your powder blue your powder blue pants to look like. They're perfect, really. They are fantastic. You can find out more at BlueDeltaJeans.com, and they'll take care of you. So there's that. We're going to give this to you every week. I will not make Neal do it every single time, even though that was kind of fun. So yeah.
Oh man. All right, so we got to get Blake on with us now?
Yeah.
We're just going to call him and get audio, right?
Yeah, we're just calling him.
Okay. I got to find Blake's number here. Georgia got a safety. It's 7-2 Arkansas second quarter. Let's see. That was a. Have I been crucified?
Yeah, 100%.
Good.
We're losing viewers by the bushels.
Well, I figured as much. Trying to find Blake's number. It's one of those deals where finding the number can be hard. Don't think about Kate Upton. That's great. Yeah, that would not have been the time. For sure. Chase, do you have Blake's number where you can pass it along to me? Wait, I got it.
You mean just read it out real quick?
No, that's probably not a great idea. I found it. My phone was acting.
662.
It's not 662. I know that's not true.
Denver says, Neal, you're skinny for a Mississippian. So there's that.
After that lunch, I was a little worried about those pants fitting, if I'm totally honest.
Well, I tell you what, I got mine the other day, and I told Blake, I said, yeah, they work really well. I'm happy with them. He goes, yeah, I'm going to take it in a little on the thighs. And I was like, well, hold on. We're doing what?
Yeah.
Like,
Platinum Plus.
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Blake Kokenauer, how are you, sir? Welcome into the show. We're live at this point, although things can only go downhill from here. So
Neal just got done showing God and everybody his pants. So
I've got you on the big screen TV here, Neal. That looks mighty fine.
Did you like that? We had a little camera issue. We're going to work it out for next week. We'll make that up to you somehow, some way.
We're adapting.
We have a camera that it will take a picture, but it won't stream. And so I think Haley in the end is probably going to end up being right, that we probably are going to need to upgrade the camera as much as we thought we had what we needed. I think we might end up having to send that pup back.
Well, Neal, I really don't appreciate you dogging on yourself. I mean, you've been riding the Peloton for, a year plus now? I mean, just leading up to this moment, you look good in the jeans.
Yeah, today was ride number 975. So, yeah, I've done my share of Peloton rides over the last couple of years.
Well, good. Well, we certainly appreciate y'all having me on. We, heading into the football season, y'all are a high-tech show now with cameras and all, so we figured this would be a good opportunity to put some jeans on you guys and let the viewers see them, because I know we've been advertising for like 2-something years now, and figured it'd be a good opportunity to let the fans see what we make and display some new fabrics for you guys.
Yeah, so tell us about the Gino a little bit.
Right. So, we've had a khaki fabric for a good long while that's been one of our best sellers. And so here this spring and heading into the summer, we started working with some of the mills that we work with, and they were able to find us a very similar fabric. We picked a good line of colors and got them custom dyed to that. So that powder blue that you just had on there was the first of the 12 of those. And I think the plan is here over the next 9 or 10 more games that we've got this season, we'll display some more of those Gino fabrics, get y'all in some of the denim, some of our old popular stuff. And then I know Neal's not overly excited about this, but we've got the camo, we've got some paisley fabrics, we've got some corduroy. We'll put y'all in some fun stuff and
the duck
do
canvas,
a little who wore it better.
The duck canvas.
Oh yeah, we got to get you in the duck canvas too. That's a new fabric that we've rolled out this summer. A mill that we work with in Georgia. We've got some colors of that, so some good stuff heading into the fall.
They're incredibly comfortable pants. That's one of the things that a lot of people I get that question a lot, like, because they fit differently, obviously, than a traditional pair of Levi's that you buy at the store. But it's an incredible fit. They just I know it sounds cliche. You almost kind of forget you have them on.
Nothing else fits right anymore is the biggest thing to say about it. Like, you put them on and you almost don't realize what actually fits, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you kind of go, hang on, is that right? And it's like, oh, it's just, it's the way, it's like, it's not going anywhere. It's just exactly where it's supposed to be. And then you move on with your day. That was the deal. There was almost an adjustment period to realize and know that is what something is supposed to fit like.
Yeah, and that's all part of our process. We take 16 measurements. So waist, seat, 3 in the thigh, knee, calf, outseam, the rise measurements. We've got a whole, whole group of measurements that we take, and that's part of the point, is that we can get you in something that's just truly tailored down, fit the way it's supposed to fit. If you're one of those people who likes it a little looser, a little tighter, boot cut, high rise, low rise, whatever it may be, that's all part of the process. We can help accommodate for anything.
Blake and I have worked up a surprise for you.
Have you,
Chase? A little later in the year. I think
Okay.
I don't want to give away the exact week, but Blake and I have a theme planned for later in the year that I think you will get quite a kick out of.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that we can make Neal a true model by the end of the season.
I don't know about that, but we can have some fun with the modeling thing. We'll take a step up in the modeling thing for sure.
Last thing, Blake, what'd you think of the game today?
I think I had mentioned to you guys the other day, football season was one of those things, until it actually came on my television, I wasn't going to get excited about it because I felt like it was just building up to heartbreak. But when I saw it roll on this morning after college game day, it made me feel good. I feel like it's one of those cliche things that you say when the team is going to be, a 500 team, but they're a fun team to watch. We've got, good group of wide receivers. We apparently have like 3 or 4 different quarterbacks that we can roll out there, run it, throw it. So we'll see. Florida's a good team. We gave them a good fight. I don't know what else I can ask for more than that.
I think that is very fair after game one.
Are you boys into the beverages yet?
It's the next thing on the list is the bourbon of the week. I've got it right here in front of me.
We're moving in that direction rapidly. I feel like I need one after some of the comments that have been made to me in the last several minutes, both via text and here on the live stream. I feel like I deserve, not only need but deserve, a drink at this point.
Y'all been on air for, it seems like, about 12 hours now.
We are now in our 8th hour on air. Yes, we're in hour number 8 for the day. So it's all good.
This will be fun when we have an 8:00 kickoff later in the season.
Don't do that, Blake.
Yeah,
Stop.
We're not. No, come on.
Quit.
Be nice.
We're all friends here. It's all good. But yeah, it's all good. I mean, Neal's going to sit these pants for a while. I mean, that's the next thing we get to do is get Neal go, hey, they feel just as good in hour 3 here as
this is the truth about these.
Yeah.
See, all jokes aside, you can get a pair of khakis, and they might look great when you first put them on, and then you wear them all day, or you wear them for a couple hours, and they look kind of just, what's the word, rumpled, and just they lose their shape. These don't. These look good several times in a row before they need to be dry cleaned or whatever. You can wear them day after day after day. They're terrific.
Well, one thing we certainly, when we're finding new fabrics, which is a surprisingly hard task, to be honest with you, but that is one thing that we're really concerned about, because if we make you a custom pant and then that shape can't, or that pant can't hold its shape over the course of 1 or 2 or 10 wears, then there's really no point to it. And that's one thing about the Gino, is that it's a 98% cotton, 2% stretch pant, but you'll wear that thing through the course of today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever it may be. It's got incredible rebound, so it'll stay at same shape and size, and make the custom fit worth it. Because if it grew out on you and didn't fit after one wear, it certainly wouldn't be worth it.
All right, Blake, really appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. We look forward to doing it again next week.
Thank you guys for having me on. I certainly do appreciate it.
Thanks, Blake. Have a good day.
That's Blake Kokenauer, Blue Delta Jeans.
Bye-bye.
If you want to get in touch with them, it's bluedeltajeans.com. You can jump into their DMs. They're open on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere. Oh, okay. So Chase is getting her plugged in so she can hear.
Yeah, I mean, when we take calls, I was just going to give a headphone
Oh,
option.
yeah, for sure. I'm sorry.
Hanging out over here and can't hear anything.
That is my fault. I took it out. I don't know why I took it out. Beats me.
Just thinking about somebody other than myself, Neal. That's all.
Well, Selfless is your middle name. we've all known that for a long time.
Hey, look,
17-14.
I was blessed with zero ego, Neal. I don't know what you're talking
yeah.
about. So.
Yeah. I can hardly have that conversation with a straight face.
Let's see. You don't need them now.
Yeah, we'll open up and take some calls in a minute. So we're gonna do bourbon now. Is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna do bourbon now. Again, we've got let's see. We got the barrel. We got it is the let's see, 14 years for this one. Like I said, the 15 year a couple years ago was fantastic. It was one of the best things I had that year. A year where I had a lot of bourbon. And store pick here from High Cotton. Again, we appreciate those guys. Appreciate Neal Forbes for the bourbon of the week. We'll do this every single week. I think I'm in the shot a little better this time.
Yeah, you're all in it now. This is a great job.
That's good.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. We're 110.8 proof, so a real watery, light bourbon to kick us off here on this one.
There was a day where you would have called that watery.
Yeah, I know.
I think you've gotten past it. There was a time where Chase's version of a drink was just pour some Everclear into a glass of gasoline and just straight down the gullet.
Just jet fuel and see where it goes at that point.
The Mexican Narwhal says, what do I think about the bat flip from last night? He's referencing Wilson Contreras of the Cubs. You know what? Couple thoughts. One, the Cubs have not hit the ball well at all for like 2 weeks. Contreras' hit was probably a lot of frustration being alleviated, and he looked to his dugout and did it, which didn't make it, I don't know, it's fine. And then the White Sox have Tim Anderson, who I love, is a great player, great shortstop. I love to watch him play, but he's a bat flipper. So I don't know. I doubt if the White Sox were overly worked up. They did hit Contreras later in the game, so if they felt like they needed to have revenge, they got it.
What?
No, it's just watching you do your test. So I thought it was fine. It didn't bother me. What?
Neal's like staring at me
No,
now. I'm like all self-conscious.
Well,
I don't know.
I thought you were getting ready to do some sort of a testing thing. I didn't want to mess you up. If you were getting ready to break it down.
I was getting off the nose a little bit.
Okay.
I was trying to clear my nose, like I was. If you smell your arm, it clears the whole deal.
I'm aware.
I'm just telling.
Okay.
I'm telling the people, telling you,
Yeah.
whatever. It's all good. Jeez. Let's see.
That's good. I like it. It kind of has a little caramel at the front.
Yeah, that's a barrel thing. Barrel's got almost kind of it's a caramel, but it's almost a little bitter. It's almost got a little bit of almost licorice in it off the front end. That I get that in almost every barrel. That's why sometimes it's weird for me because I love a Sazerac, which has that licorice thing from the absinthe that just kind of pops you. And it's why if it's a really good barrel like the 15 or the 14 or something like that, it's great. But in anything less, it doesn't quite have the complexity or the age to kind of hold up to it, and you're just getting this real weird bitter thing that doesn't kind of pull that sweet out as much. So yeah, I think there's a it's really light on the front. I mean, it's almost kind of fruity at the beginning, and then you get a little bit of a kick for the age and the proof. There's not quite enough finish on it for me. If I had a criticism, it's that it doesn't necessarily stay with you very much. It kind of goes away, almost kind of like a wheat bourbon or a 90 proofer would. It's not going to linger in there like a lot of 110s, 115, and 120s would that have a lot more complexity to them. It's good. It's very, very good in general. I don't know that it's very, very, very good for a 14-year bourbon.
It doesn't have the finish you would. You're right. Yeah. It doesn't. I love the first part. When you first put it in your mouth, I love the taste. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's got a caramel. It's got almost kind of a vanilla opening. There's almost some tobacco in there a little bit that gives some bitterness to it. But yeah, it's that's one of the things I like about the high proofs is the way most of them have a much longer finish on you, and that's not there. I've got some Glencairn glasses in my car that we could get out if we want. Hard to see my good friends at Cathead.
Oh, yeah. I know. I have some of those, too. Speaking of Cathead was kind enough. I need to, you know what? Before I do that, I need to send Major a text because I told him I would text him before I did that. So I've had a lot on the plate here in the last 24 hours. Kind of feel like I've survived it. About ready to take some calls and people can make fun of us. Gabe DeArmond launched his show today. I guess he did a midweek show, did his first game show today.
How'd that go?
Apparently it went really well.
He stayed all the way through, too?
Wait, I take that back. We're talking about Jay. Jay's had another big super chat day, apparently.
Is he over here bragging? Is that what Jay's doing?
I think it's more astonishment, but yes.
Okay.
Bragging.
Bragging is the word.
Bragging is probably the word.
Tell him we have more viewers.
I haven't, but I probably will. haven't had an opportunity yet to do that.
State is playing really good football right now. State's doing okay. And I mean, I know LSU's down or whatever, but for the most part, State's been fine.
No, State did well. Yeah, Luke got me. I realized when those words came out of my mouth that there would be a double entendre.
I'll let it go. I completely went.
Well,
you know what?
We've had our share of double entendres today, and it is what it is.
That is true though. Some laser Glencairn glasses with MPW digital on them would be good. That's something we probably could work on. It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can make that happen. Now that we're in the retail business. Again, for that, the shirt I have on, the shirt Neal has on, some pullovers that are coming our way. Again, mpw-digital.myshopify.com is the address for that. You can see it. Neal can throw it up at some point for us on the screen, I think. So.
I can.
Yeah, it's all good.
I think I can do both. There it is. How about that?
I've got a delay, so I'll take a minute.
State 17, LSU 14. Georgia's really struggling on the offensive side of the football in Fayetteville. There's
almost like you need a quarterback.
There's no way around Georgia's offensive struggles. You know, if you're not careful in a game like that, don't get me wrong, they're going to beat Arkansas. But if you're not careful and you mess around and you shorten the game and shorten the game and shorten the game, and the team goes, hey, we got a shot here.
It's the basketball thing. They're just trying to hold on till 10 minutes are left, and hey, who knows?
Well, they just had a 4th and 1 at the Arkansas 26, and they failed to convert it. Arkansas turns them over on downs. Arkansas takes over. 6:11 to go in the second quarter. Hey.
I think it says more about Georgia than Arkansas, except for the fact that Arkansas was at least competent maybe in some ways.
Here's the thing, and again, I've only seen 20 plays, and I've been distracted and everything else. You saw this with Ole Miss today. You're seeing it with Mississippi State some right now, and you're seeing it with Arkansas. If kids buy into a culture, I shouldn't say kids, they're young people, they're players. If players buy into a culture, they'll play really hard. And you can tell the difference between a team that plays really hard and a team that rolls over as soon as adversity strikes. And Arkansas a year ago,
even a whiff of adversity. And
even if somebody said the word, hey, there might be some adversity, they're like, screw it, we're out, done. We are beaten down. They're playing with a lot of emotion today. They're creating more of their own kind of momentum than Georgia is. But, yes, the story of this is that Georgia can't move the football and that Georgia doesn't have quarterback play. And the Florida team that I saw today,
they have quarterback play.
They have quarterback play.
No, I mean, it's we're on the first day, and this is what you do is you make hot takes.
No, this is the first Monday after an NFL opening weekend. This is Hot Take Central, and by God, I'm in for it.
It's part of the process, really, isn't it? I mean, it's like, hey, this is what you get when you finally get a football season. You get to make really dumb second quarter observations.
This is what you get when you go 6.5 months with the school that you cover doesn't play any games. Yeah,
in anything, we're
gonna hot take the hell out of some stuff. So just No, I'm not apologizing for any hot takes. And if I'm wrong in 5 weeks, we'll sit here and go, man, you remember that first game? We were really wrong.
I mean, LSU's going to win the football game, but they're going to cover the 16. And I mean,
well, they're not as good. Before we just pile on Miles Brennan here.
They're not.
And he deserves some piling on. They're not as good up front, Chase.
They're not.
That's a 3-man pass rush. That's the right tackle just flat getting beat. You couldn't blame that one on Miles Brennan.
Here's the deal, too. If this doesn't go well for LSU as a season, we all saw this coming. We might have ignored it. We might have given Orgeron and the talent overall credit, but there were signs of this. I mean, as Jeffrey said, it's not about Miles Brennan. I mean, it seems like a good dude, but Ole Miss and State didn't offer. I mean, he's quarterback of LSU
Right.
trying to manufacture something here.
Well,
Not everybody turns out to be Gardner Minshew.
you a karma person?
A little bit, yeah. I don't think
if
it's
you're-
completely irrelevant.
If you're a karma person, last year LSU looked like the team that the football gods came down and LSU said, so how about we'll sell you our soul for one dream season? And the football gods said, okay,
The Robert Johnson thing, sell the soul, and here we go. It's
deal. And everything went their way. They were really talented. It all came together. Everything meshed. And it's almost like the football god said, okay, now it's our turn. You had your season. You got your trophies. You get to keep them forever. But now it's our turn.
CJ, thank you for the super chats. It's got to keep up with JG's super chat game.
Yeah, thank you,
Man of the
CJ. That's
people
awesome.
There. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Send that over to Jay in a minute, just for like see.
4 seconds left in the half in Baton Rouge.
We should be able to pick up pretty soon the third quarter of Army and Cincinnati.
Okay.
They're at halftime right now.
Leif says he doesn't believe in karma, but he believes what goes around comes around. Well, if that's the case, it's about to get really rough in Baton Rouge over the next few years because they got it coming around if there's justification. All right, 17-14 at the half in Baton Rouge. Mississippi State leads. So pretty good start, at least for a half, to the Mike Leach era in Starkville. And not a good half at all for
I'm being bullish on the Mike Leach thing, though. I still don't believe it has some huge ceiling to it. I just don't.
No, I don't either.
I mean,
I still don't think it's a good fit. So ESPN is the Army game? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we got Army and Cincinnati on the big screen now. Arkansas leads Georgia 7-2, 5:47 and counting in the second quarter there in Fayetteville. Felipe Franks and the Razorbacks have the football. All right, so Major asked me to wait until halftime, so I'll give it a minute or two, then I'll do that. Then we'll open up the phones, and we'll take your calls and talk about whatever it is that you all would like to talk about today. You can make fun of us. You can make fun of our production or lack thereof, my pants, whatever the case may be. We're open. All the double entendres we've had, it's fine.
is bourbon changing any for you as you get through the glass?
You know, I like it more than you do.
Had you told me to guess the bourbon, I thought it would have been a really, really strong 90 to 95 proof bourbon, which is a good thing. Like it
doesn't have that burn
No.
that a lot of, what is it, a 110?
110. Yeah,
It doesn't quite burn as much as a 110 does at the end.
it's the finish that just doesn't
Yeah.
do it. Which the finish is why I drink bourbon. So it's fine, but it just doesn't quite. Just falls off a little bit. I could find better 110s here. I don't know what the price point is on it, but it's good. It's really good. That's not really my point. I'm comparing it against its peers, not just as bourbon in general. I think it would almost I think it would almost taste like a 90 proof wheater if we put ice in it.
Oh.
If you water it down a little bit, I think it would turn into you would confuse it with a 90 proof wheat bourbon that you would like. That's my opinion.
All right. So Cathead Vodka, the people at Cathead Distillery were kind enough to send us a package. To be honest, full disclosure, it was a huge box, a lot of stuff. I opened the box already to move some stuff around to make it easier from
Okay.
a production standpoint.
Sure.
And I've already told Major that, so we're all good.
Okay.
They sent us some of the Bristow gin, which is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite gins. The Bristow gin is. Sent us a couple bottles of the Cathead Honeysuckle vodka. One of these is heading home with Haley. Is it okay for me to admit that on the air? You're good with that? Okay. If not, it's too late now. So sorry.
Yeah, pick save. I mean,
I like the Cathead Honeysuckle.
what are we doing with honeysuckle in the winter?
Just on ice.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. I'm not arguing with you.
The Cathead vodka, as Jay calls it, the blue.
Yep. The straight vodka.
And we've got the second edition of the Old Soul Bourbon. We've got some little small samples. We'll try these maybe next week.
Okay.
Of
yeah.
the 15-year that Old Soul's getting ready to push out. I mean, I should say Cathead's getting ready to push out. So all of that's the Old Soul. Jay says it's his favorite day drinker. So thanks, as always, to the people at Cathead. It's catheaddistillery.com. You can go check them out. Please support them. We go to your local package store. They've been great to us. One of the sponsors of Greatest Pod in the South, which we're hoping to tape again tomorrow. And they've been great to us. Be good to them. All great products. If you haven't tried the Bristow gin and you like gin, I highly recommend it. Chase loves the dark Bristow gin. It is
the dark Bristow gin, where you can find it. Just pour it over ice. It makes a cocktail completely by itself. It has a mint flavor to it. It tastes like a well done cocktail, just straight.
Yeah, has that
over
floral.
ice.
Yeah,
it is fantastic. The dark gin, frankly, the dark gin is my favorite Cathead product by far. That is what I like.
Arkansas forces another punt.
Did they? Gonna get some more water and some ice.
Okay.
And
All
you
right.
can start a call if you'd like.
All right, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to open the phone lines. 662-559-0991. Is that right, Chase? 259-0991. 662-259-0991 is the number. Call it. And we'll get you in. Love to talk to you. Get your thoughts on Ole Miss, Florida, and anything else that you'd like to talk about here on the show. Got Skype open, and I think this is going to be our friend Bubba. Bubba, welcome into the show. How are you?
Hey, boys. How y'all doing today?
Bubba, I'm great. How are you today?
Well, I can't watch y'all so long. I'm about 12 Miller Lights in.
Okay. Well, did you have a good
Great day.
It was a good morning. What'd you think of the Rebels?
I think our offense is slick hot. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. But I haven't. I talked to my daddy earlier, and he said that we look good. I agree with him. The defense is about a C at best. And Mary's fuming she's been fuming all day. So she's cooking me dinner.
She's fuming about the defense?
Yep.
You might better be careful with her cooking then, because she might take it out on you. You trust everything she's going to put in the ingredients? You okay with that?
Absolutely, man.
What are y'all having tonight?
She's a great cook.
You call it dinner or supper?
Steak. Well, supper.
Yeah,
we're having steaks and corn and broccoli and something else. But yeah, she just kind of sobered me up, so I'm not all crazy tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but y'all's show is great, man. I just really like it. So, but I'll might want to not go into the modeling business too much, Neal.
Yeah, I don't think I've got a career in modeling. Thank you, Chase. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, so I tell you what, Mississippi State, they're looking good. LSU, he ain't worth a darn, man. So one of the guys said Ozeron's wife must put a curse on him. I happen to agree with him. So, but anyway, But thank you, boys, for everything you do. And I got one question. What do you think they're going to put Plumlee? What's your thoughts? I mean, he didn't look too good. Hey, Mary, you want to say anything? She ain't talking. So she's too mad. She's fuming. So
I'd really like to talk to Mary if she would talk to us. That would be a lot of fun. We would enjoy having her on the show.
I'm sure you would, but it's not going to be tonight, boys.
Not happening today.
She's not today. She gets mad when we lose. So.
She sounded mad just then. I was just going to try to talk to her and cheer her up a little bit. I mean, I hated she was that upset.
No, she's just the way it is. She don't like to see State win and us lose, but I don't know. We'll have to call my daddy later. He'll be plowed in about another 2 hours. So, but Tennessee will start. But thank you, boys. Just want your thoughts on Plumlee and how y'all doing. And this is a great show. And thanks for all your hard work. And glad to see you're getting your technical stuff down. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Bubba. Thank you for the call.
Good,
Yeah, I'll get.
Oh, I didn't mean to hang up. Sorry about that. We got a call coming in already. Caller, hang on real quick. I'll answer the question. The one thing I thought about Plumlee is I think you saw that he can be a weapon in the slot. You saw that he can be a weapon downfield. I just don't think in this offense he's a weapon at quarterback. That's it.
Yeah, I just think, Corral played well today. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. He operated the offense. And with Plumlee, I thought, we'll see where it goes from here. I thought what they did give Plumlee to do after that first drive was very predictable. I think you've got to use him in some different ways. You got to get him on the field maybe in some space. And he just wasn't Lane's first or second option for doing that. You know what I mean? There's a finite number of snaps, and that's not where that game plan worked today. But if you're going to use him, I feel like it's got to be in a little more quick-moving outside positions where it's not just, hey, you're going to run this counter and you're going to have this two-move kind of delayed thing in the middle of the field. I thought that looked way too much like last year for me.
Who do we have on the phone?
Hey, this is Daniel in Oxford.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Appreciate y'all doing this. Oh, well, I thought it was good today. It's probably a little better than I expected. The defense struggled a little bit, but, we expected that. I thought the offense, we look like we have a real play caller since Hugh Freeze, on offense. We knew the defense was going to be coming at us aggressively, and we had a little something for it. And I thought it was good. It's something to build on.
I thought so, too. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a positive, absolutely a positive day.
We look like we have actual coaches that have a direction and know what they want to do. Look, we need more players. We all know that. I'll tell you what, LSU looks like their coach is Ed Ogeron.
Well, there's some truth to that at the moment at halftime. I will say. I'll tell you this, Miles Brennan, he's not an SEC quarterback, guys. He's not athletic enough in this league. You have to look. I'll tell you, Matt Corral, what he did today. He moved. He got some yards on the ground. He made good decisions.
Hey, let me remind people of something with Matt Corral. I know it didn't work out for some different reasons. Dan Mullen recruited Matt Corral as a quarterback.
He was committed to Florida.
Dan Mullen knows quarterbacks. We can play Dan Mullen games all we want to and try to appease people's feelings and whatnot. The guy knows quarterbacks. He wanted Matt Corral until some things happened and he went, it's just not worth it. Let's move on.
Well, he showed it today, and I'm going to tell you what. Look, guys, that 84 for Pitts for Florida,
stud.
He's the real deal.
Well, I don't know if you heard me during the show. I'll go ahead and break this piece of genius for you. I predicted on the show that he'll play in the National Football League, and I just want you all to remember that when he gets there, that I called it on.
Might be a top
Pitts.
5 pick. That guy is. A guy behind Florida fan behind us said he was 6'6", 250. The dude is a stud. We have no answer for that. But I'll tell you what, our defense, look, we are limited, but they played. They kept going. They kept, fighting. They did some good things. And I'll tell you this, there were 3 or 4 penalties in there that just killed them. And that they led directly to touchdown.
Yeah.
That pass interference, the fumble that was not a fumble, they blew it dead. There's a few plays in there. It was fine. It was good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I thought there were some moments where Ole Miss could have caught a break, and things could have been.
We need a break.
Yeah, things could have been a little different. They just didn't get them, and Again, when you
and
give up 650 yards, it's hard to turn back around and go, hey, we should have won. You can't give up that many yards, but
no.
But on the positive, when you put up, I don't have the numbers here in front of me, 620 or whatever it was, you've got to feel pretty good. You did that against that's a quality team over there. It's
big boy football. I mean, we were playing big boy football. This is not Tulane or Southern Miss. This is big boy football. These guys, it was real deal. They held their own. They looked like, and we didn't have a lot of penalties, a lot of offsides, not a lot of, it looked good. It's fine. We will be fine. It's going to be fun this year. I think we'll get 3 or 4 wins, and but I'm telling you, this LSU team just looks like a train wreck. Looks like all the players went to the NFL and their coaches left too.
That's what it looks like. Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Our thanks to Webb for the call. Got another one coming in. Caller, hang on real quick. Hang tight real quick. I want to thank Webb. He says you can tell Jay that his super chats have nothing compared to Rebel Grove, as Ric Flair would say. Woo.
You can do a little better job than that.
I can, but yeah, it's been a day.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller. Who we have?
This is Ed from Macomb.
Hey, Ed. How are you?
I ain't happy. That's what I am. Let me tell y'all, I know y'all is 2 biggest cheerleaders, but I ain't getting aboard the lane train.
You're not?
I ain't happy with – no, I ain't. I tell you what,
okay.
I thought they had a good coach in Coach Luke, and I think this year you're going to see what it's like when you hire a pretty boy for a head coach. You get a bunch of pansies on the field acting like pansies.
How did that?
And I tell you what,
how did they act
Purdy
like?
don't win football games. Purdy don't win football games.
How did they act like pansies, Ed?
I tell you what, when Coach Luke was there, they ran the ball up the middle. They ran the ball up the middle, and if that didn't work, you know what they did? They turned around and ran it up the middle again.
What you drinking? What are you drinking today, Ed?
I'm just drinking right now. I'm just drinking some damn beer. What's it to y'all? Y'all sitting up there laughing and think it's all fun. We just got our ass handed to us, and y'all up there, what y'all gonna do? Put on some visors next? Act like the little pretty boy out there on the field?
A craft IPA, I'm assuming.
It's Bud Light. It's Bud Light. I don't drink sissy beer.
I'm just asking. Actually, the IPA has a higher
Bud
alcohol
Light.
content, so it would be the opposite.
I drink real beer. I drink Bud Light. I drink Coors Light. I don't drink no IP, whatever the hell you said.
A. It's an A. This was the last part of that. He said,
So I want to know why
IPA.
y'all think he was about Coach. Them players have died for Coach Luke. Now you got pretty boy Kiffin up there wearing his little visor. I'd like to go snatch it off his head. So I want to know why y'all think he's so damn special.
What did you?
Obviously, we got our rears handed to us. Tell me what he did good. Y'all asked me what he did bad. What did he do good?
Well, they rolled up 620 yards of offense. They put up 35 points, 5 touchdowns, had 1 called back on a questionable call. That's against the 5th-ranked team in the country, Ed. That's pretty solid.
Well, they may have rolled up 600 yards, but I tell you what, it was 600 too short too, wasn't it? They just look at the scoreboard.
Well, that's
Let me
true.
tell you something. This is not pretty boy. This is Mississippi. We need a real head coach. Maybe a man down there.
Okay.
I'm sick of this. I tell you what, I never liked this hire, and you're starting to see why I didn't like this hire right now.
Who would you have hired?
Who would you have hired if just assuming that
I wouldn't have. I tell you what.
Okay.
If I couldn't have kept Luke, who I would have kept, by the way, I'd have gone back and gotten Freeze. That's what I'd have done. That some bitch knew how to win football games.
Yeah.
He won today, I think. Didn't Liberty win today?
Did Liberty win today?
Yeah, I think Liberty won today.
I get the Liberty's going to win every damn day.
Yeah, they're off to a good start. They beat Western Kentucky, and now they've beaten Florida International.
I'm going to tell you this.
Those are big wins.
Freeze knows how to win.
Yeah.
Maybe his personal life's a little crazy. I don't give a damn. Look, I want to win football games. Look, I tell you this: if Lane can get some escorts and that helps him win games, then by God, go get some escorts. I don't give a damn. I want to win games, but this shit, getting our asses handed to us, is too much.
All right.
I ain't putting up with it.
Well, hold on. Who are you going to root for then if you don't put up with it?
What are you going to do?
I ain't go. I tell you what, I may just go do the worst thing in the world and start cheering for State. That's how sick I am.
Is Mike Leach a real man
Yeah,
then?
because Mike Leach is not exactly a Mississippi boy either. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this: if you start cheering for State, that you're going to struggle with a lot of their play calls because they do not like to run it up the middle or up anything.
Well, I tell you what, Mississippi. Then what that means is Mississippi's gone to hell in the handbasket. Maybe I ought to start cheering for Alabama. Coach Saban over there knows how to coach. Somebody knows how to coach.
He
I
does.
tell you what,
He does slightly. He's a good coach.
Mississippi boy down there on the sidelines.
Saban is a good coach. That's for sure.
What y'all say?
Saban's a good coach. You're right.
Do what?
Ed, we're going to let you go. Thanks, buddy.
All right, well.
That was Ed.
He should call back more. I like Ed.
Ed was good.
It's fired up. Get a little energy.
Ed was a little worked up. Whew, gonna be a long year for Ed.
You think so?
Well, could be.
How did he survive last year?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm still trying to talk to him. You won't let him go.
Well, we had other calls coming in. Let's see what happens.
That's a good
here.
point. Didn't Freeze wear a visor?
Breeze did wear a visor. Arkansas tried a field goal and missed it, so it's still oh, there's a penalty. Never mind. They're going to replay the down. Caller, who do we have?
Am I on?
You're on.
Hey, this is Dave from Jackson. I just, I think Ed just completely, I can't even go that route. But I just wondered what y'all thought about that one series where JRP was quarterback all the way. I thought that really broke up the flow of the offense. I'm just going to let y'all.
What's going on in the background? I'm just kind of curious.
Everything okay there? We lost him. You still there?
Hello?
Yeah, hey.
What's happening at home? People, it sounds like you don't sound socially distanced. Are y'all having a party? What's going on?
No.
No? Okay.
It sounds really loud in the background.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
I got a couple kids running around.
Oh, okay.
That's
fine. No,
that's good.
it's all
No,
good.
that's good. Yeah. All right. Enjoy your day. Thanks for the call.
See you.
Yeah, that series looked nothing like any of the other series. I think that's what people were picking out. I mean, it did. It just felt completely different.
It did. I thought it cost them kind of momentum a little bit. But, again, give credit to Florida. There was a period there in the second quarter where Ole Miss simply couldn't stop them. Hey, caller, who do we have?
This is Mark in Jackson.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
How y'all today?
Oh, we're good.
Really appreciate all the time y'all put into this production today.
What'd you think? We do okay?
Yeah, I didn't get to see much of it during the game. I kept up with the pregame. It was good. Ryan was good. I guess I clicked on at halftime and y'all weren't there. Maybe you were taking a restroom break. And then this has been great after the game.
Yeah, we took a little break. I guess it took 10, 15 minutes at halftime because Haley had picked up Rafters for us. Rafters was kind enough to feed us today, and so we were trying to sort of, if you could get a glimpse into the studio, you would see there's not a lot of room that's left over, and so we were kind of having to figure some things out, and we had to kind of take a break and recharge the batteries for a second, but
all good.
Yeah, all good.
I thought it was Jeffrey made a good point. I mean, it was fun to watch today. It was the first time Ole Miss football has been fun to watch in a while. Obviously, the offensive production was great. The defense was frustrating to watch, but it was also refreshing to see kind of the way. And this was the first game, and there was probably only 3 or 4 opportunities, but it was refreshing to see the way Kiffin approaches just kind of game strategy in terms of going for it, whether to kick a field goal, whether to go for it. I actually thought he should have gone for it on the 4th and 11, where we missed the field goal, and then maybe try some onside kicks earlier in the game when it became pretty apparent that our defense wasn't going to have a lot of luck stopping Florida.
Yeah, I think the concern there, I thought about it too, and what went through my mind was, man, if you don't get it and you have to put them back out on the field, it's almost unfair to them, so.
Yeah. Well, and you're kind of waving the white flag and telling your defense you don't think they have a chance. So there's a mental side to it. How much thought have y'all put into trying to figure out, the various expected points added and win probability changes based off of the down and distance where they are, to try to talk a little bit about the decisions that Kiffin makes?
It's definitely something that we're going to have to look into and write about over the course of the next few weeks, because it's very clear that that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take some chances, and I think you're right. I think if he had the 4th and 11 to do over again, he'd probably go for it. And I think as the season goes on, he will.
My trusty chart there, 4th 11 from that yard line was worth 2.25 points, and unless you're confident that your field goal kicker is going to make that more than 75% of the time, then you got to go for it there too.
Yeah. Well, and I think moving forward, I'm not picking on Luke Logan here. I like Luke. He's a super nice kid, young man, I should say. I got to stop using the word kid. It's a bad habit. He's just not proven to be a super reliable, dependable kicker yet. So, when they get one of those, that'll be interesting to see. They've got a kid coming in, a young person coming in who's a excellent kicker, and how he adjusts to the college game, we'll see. But if he's as good as advertised, your percentages will change a little bit, because Florida, the kicker for Florida, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a weapon. I mean, he doesn't miss.
He is a weapon.
He was really good, and
even the 55-yarder that he made, I still thought that was kind of a crummy decision by Mullen to kick there. I mean, as a fan, I'm sitting there cheering for Ole Miss, saying, all right, they could go for it. That terrifies me. They could punt. At least we get the ball back, or they could kick a field goal. And I was most excited about the decision that he made, even though it didn't work out in Ole Miss's favor. That was a bizarre decision on 4th, and I think it was about 3 right there.
And that just might have been, hey, I have confidence in my kicker, and this kid's been making kicks in camp, and we're going to give him a shot at it. That was his career long, and
give him a chance to be comfortable at 55.
Yeah,
not overly, important, but not game
not
on the line.
Pressure. Yeah,
well, it took a 14-point game and made it a 17-point game. I think at that moment Dan probably knew, hey,
three scores is 3 scores.
Unless we really screw this up, we're not losing here today, and so maybe it was just to give him some confidence. There's a little bit of that to it also in week 1.
So this is y'all show is starting to get a little bit of a Feinbaum feel. Where are y'all getting these plants to call in and act like total horses?
I can honestly say that
drive the entertainment value up.
I can honestly say that I didn't know anything about Ed, so I can't.
Not engineered and have no idea where they're actually from.
Yeah,
no clue.
Well, they're doing a great job for you, and you need to, much like Feinbaum, figure out who they are and thank them behind the scenes.
Yeah, take care of them. All right. Well, hey, thanks for the call. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Can't decide here if Georgia just missed a kick, or I guess there was a timeout or something, so they get another shot at it.
Are you watching?
I've got it on the computer here. It's 7-2, Arkansas. 4 seconds left in the half.
7-2.
7-2.
Okay.
And Georgia's lined up for a.
And they're giving 24.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you, John, for the gift there. Says talk about the offensive line. All in all, I thought they did well. I did too. I thought offensive line played really well. When you consider 2 freshmen, our 2 guys made their first starts. They really played well. Georgia made the field goal to close the half. It's 7-5 Arkansas at the half.
I'll be curious to see grades tomorrow, because I thought Broker played really, really well.
I did too.
I thought Newman was fine to good on the other side. Didn't see any issues there. And then, for McIntyre and James, 2 guys who are redshirt freshmen, they held it fine. I told Jeffrey, James had the potential holding call or whatever it was on the Ely touchdown run, but otherwise, not much went wrong there. Florida's good, so you're going to have some trouble inside no matter what. You're going to have some issues from that standpoint, period. But at the same time, there was nothing overly bad about that. They played well. That's going to turn into a really exceptional game against a lot of opponents, because not everybody's going to feel that front 7 the way Florida does. So I thought that for an opening act, that was really good for an offensive line that has to stay healthy. But we've thought, hey, they can be solid, they can be good as long as they get a little luck as the season progresses.
Who do we have, caller?
We have Jake from Brandon.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
Not much. Just curious, Neal, you said if you could have one stat line, it would be Henry Parrish's 0 carries for 0 yards. Do we have any info on that, or was he Was he active today, or what happened?
I haven't heard yet. I haven't had a chance to listen to the Zooms or anything like that. My guess is that they just decided that he wasn't ready.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it. If this is going to get off the rails like one of Jay's shows, how many drinks is that going to take?
A few more than we've had, but we could be headed in that direction. You just never know. You know, it's been a day. I've been up since 3:18 in the morning, so I'm still raring to go. But it's possible that it hits me one drink too many and we're off the rails. Sure, that could happen.
All right, appreciate y'all's effort. Appreciate the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why Parrish didn't play. That has to be my assumption, is that he just wasn't ready to go. Right.
I mean, I don't know. It could be injured. I mean, that would be a little surprising, just given the whole state of things. But I mean, I don't know.
Dean Leonard played.
He started, right? Or if not, he played really early. He was in on the first.
I don't know that he started, but he played a lot. Hey, caller, who do we have?
Hey, this is Tucker.
Hey, Tucker, what's up, man?
I'm good. You guys doing well?
Yeah, doing great.
We're doing great for hour 8 at this point. 9 almost, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm in an Uber on the way to Lost Pizza from the Square. Had a couple cocktails. You guys, are y'all pretty caught up?
Well, no, we've got to get on some. I've got to get some Zoom recordings and get them loaded. I got to call them up, and we've been doing this all day. I put up a box score. I can't say that we're caught up, but I think we'll be able to catch up quickly. How about that?
Well, good. I wanted to add one thing. I've had this take, and I've read it by a couple people, and wanted to see what y'all thought. Can we agree on something? The powder blues. The Italy blue works better for football, and the more Carolina blue works better for baseball. Can we agree on that? I'm perfectly okay with two different colors.
You're fine with the different shades. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all there?
Yeah, I said you're cool with it being two different shades depending on the sport.
I'm perfectly fine because you know what? We've seen powder blue in baseball before. You see the Cardinals, I know Neal doesn't want to hear that, but you see that Carolina powder blue. It's a classic look.
Yeah, I will very reluctantly, and only with alcohol in my system, admit that the Cardinals powder blue uniform is a very good-looking uniform.
Neal,
that's as far as I'll go.
A lot coming from you, buddy.
That's as far as I'll go.
You know that in baseball, that's a classic type look, and the baseball uniform is a more Carolina blue, powder blue. Now, football uniform, I'm not entirely sure, and I know you got the Houston Oilers look and all that, but, man, I'm a fan of that more kind of darker Italy blue. And I'm in the minority here. I don't think that should replace the Navy top. I love the Navy hat and the Navy jersey with the gray pants. Now, I think you should just add the Italy blue jersey to the arsenal. Wear the powder helmet. You should never wear the red jersey without the powder helmet ever again. All right? And then wear the powder helmet with the powder jersey, wear the Navy helmet with the Navy jersey, and let's go.
Okay.
I mean,
you are right that the Italy blue is better with football because even the basketball, it looks funny to me. Maybe I'm just not used to it. I don't know what. Maybe it's the script, across the front of it. I don't even know all the reasons I'm looking at. But the first time they won against Iowa State, and then whomever they wore against last year, it doesn't pop the way the football uniform pops, where you're almost kind of excited about it.
I don't know what basketball does. I'm not sure where we go there, but I know one thing for sure, that baseball is good with the lighter one. Football really pops with that Italy kind of blue right there. And then, I don't know what basketball does, but can we at least agree that we can have two different powder blues and it'd be okay?
Well, I think, look, you're going to, because I don't see, at this point, baseball would be crazy to change.
Of course. It's too much of a fan favorite.
I mean, it's not necessarily my favorite uniform they wear, but it's a lot of people's favorite uniform they wear.
Absolutely. Well, my favorite, I mean, if you're asking my favorite, it's the pinstripes. So we've rotated those out of everything.
They're really not even. They're not even in the rotation really anymore.
And that should be a sin.
That's basically dead when you're playing. That's the midweek Wednesday night uniform against ULM.
They've got them around a little more because they got completely rid of the all whites. But
yeah, was the all whites good too?
Which we just saw at one game of the new hat that had the script M on it. They just wore that one time right before the season got canceled.
And you know what? I'm all for the script M, but I don't know. I wanted to come talk jerseys for a second and just admit that we can have two different blues and it'd be okay. Because the Italy blue works better for football and the powder works better for baseball, and let's just accept it how it is.
That's fair. I'll play along. I'm good.
All right, guys. I'll keep watching. Sounds good.
Thanks, Tucker.
See y'all.
Denver Reb with some nice words. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that very much for the super chat there. He says, take a shot each, boys. The shows have been awesome. You want to take a shot?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Can sip. Oh, the ice makes it worse.
I liked it better without the ice.
I miscalculated. It brings out the alcohol a little more. It that bitterness comes out a little more, and it sort of waters it down in a bad way. It actually the rocks is worse.
Who do we have here, caller?
This is Spencer. Hey y'all, how are y'all?
Spencer, how are you?
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you great,
loud and clear.
How's everything? How's everything in Louisiana?
It's doing great. I'm so excited right now because listen, and this is something that I had no idea this was going to happen. So I was watching the game today.
Right.
Jorge and I were cooking out. We were doing just cooking some sausages out on the grill.
Okay.
I looked up and I saw the powder blue uniforms and I said, my God, they did something wonderful. Now listen, it needs some work and I have some ideas I would love to run by y'all.
Okay.
But
you liked it in general.
I applaud the effort.
So in general, you liked the powder blue jersey. You liked the concept of the powder blue jersey. Is that what you're saying?
I do because it's different. I do. I loved it.
I thought it really looked good. I got it, and I'm not the uniform, probably the fashion aficionado that you are, but I thought it was a terrific football uniform. I thought it looked great with the helmet. The white pant looked nice and neat, and all in all, I thought Ole Miss the uniform was terrific today.
I couldn't agree more. Now let me ask you this, because can you boys put me in touch with the fashion director? The football fashion director.
I mean, I'm sure we can find a number of someone that might fit that criteria that you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Ole Miss has a fashion director for football.
I assume they had one because someone's doing a great job. Now, here's where they missed the mark.
Okay.
I love the jerseys. I love it. There's a few things that I would change if it were me, and I would love to talk to someone over there. First of all, the belt needs more of a sash. It needs to be a sash, something that hangs off the hips.
A sash?
Accentuates because we're talking about players that have big, strong hips and legs, and you want to accentuate that. And I don't think they're doing that. The other thing is the shoes. The shoes could be they could pop a little more. And I think the perfect thing to do with that, and tassels.
Tassels might get in the way. Tassels might get in the way of athletic performance, Spencer. And at the end of the day, the shoe is it has to. You want it to look good, and everybody's very concerned with shoe game, as you can tell from watching like the NBA, for example. But performance is a key factor for shoes and athletics.
Those boys, I could tell on the field they liked what they were wearing, and I think that's why they played so well.
Well, I do think there's something.
Did they win the game? Did they win the game?
They did not quite win the game. They lost 51-35, but Florida's a very good team.
I thought for sure they won because they looked so good. I thought they were proud of themselves. I thought there's no way they'll lose looking that good on the field.
So you think that the improvement for Ole Miss today on the offensive side in particular was more to do with feel good, look good, feel good, play good than it was
when
schematics.
You look good, you feel good, and you play good.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
Well, you're not the first person
them,
to say that.
And I know that they ran the ball a lot. I saw them run the ball, and I knew a couple times I thought. And by the way, the Coral boy is this Coral.
Matt Corral.
He is gorgeous. He is so gorgeous. My goodness, he's so cute.
Yeah,
but I saw him.
He is a nice-looking young man. You're right.
He is really something. And I'm going to tell you something. If he were my age, I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's too much for this show.
It is a little too much. It is too much for this show, Spencer. It is.
I don't want to go down that. And Jorge is going to. Oh my God.
Jorge would not be. He would not be happy with that. How's Jorge doing?
He's fine. We had a little tip.
Oh no! What happened?
He's okay. Well, first of all, he starts yelling at me in Spanish, and I tell him I don't know what the hell he's saying. I get so damn mad. I don't know what to do.
Right.
He had some of his family over, and he had a hot young cousin that I paid a little bit too much attention to, and he didn't like that.
Right.
So anyway, what Jorge tends to do, and he's not in the room. What Jorge tends to do is just take it out on me in Spanish, and I cannot stand it.
Right.
The other thing, because I'm like, don't talk to me. I know you're yelling at me. I know you're cursing at me, and I don't know what you're saying because it's in Spanish. At least have the decency to say it in English. But anyway, whatever. I don't care. Right now, I don't give a damn. I look at what I want. As long as I don't touch, I can.
Right.
That's how I feel. So anyway,
okay.
I am so happy about those uniforms.
Well, I'm glad that you are, Spencer. I'm glad that you liked the uniforms, and that I will, if I can find a fashion coordinator for Ole Miss football, I will pass along your feedback. And
please do. Please look into that because I would love to talk to her or him, whoever it is,
right?
And just say, look, you're almost there, but there's some things we can do to improve. And y'all, if they look that good, there's no way they're going to lose. There's no way.
Okay, well, we'll pass that along because I know that they want to win games. So, Spencer, I hope everything between you and Jorge gets fixed up, and I hope you have a great weekend.
If it doesn't get fixed up, I'll find me another Jorge. That's how I feel about it. But whatever. I hope it works out too. I'm just
right. Let's hope for Jorge's sake that he doesn't ever hear this call because that probably wouldn't go particularly well.
Well, all right.
Okay.
Hey, y'all have a great day. Good talking to you too.
You too. Bye, Spencer.
Okay. Bye.
Spencer?
It's a lot like AK when David Huertas would yell at him in Spanish.
That's true.
They'd just go back and forth.
And their relationship was always pretty
Denver
fractured.
Rayo asks, what level of collective super chat would be necessary to try the suckers?
Right now?
I'm reading from the thread.
I don't know. A bigger number than I've seen so far today, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they said they meant as a collective.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know how hot they are.
They're hot.
Well, okay, but
you'll be in tears hot for 5 minutes.
Is it really?
That's what I'm told. Who do we have?
Hey, it's Thomas from Houston.
Hey, Thomas, what's up?
Not much. I just want to talk about a couple of things. First off, love the show, and Neal, your show with Landry is awesome.
Well, thank you.
And I was hoping that you would do a show like that with Mike Griffith, who you interviewed sometime this year. But Landry's really killer.
Landry really knows his football. I'm anxious to talk to Chris on Tuesday about Ole Miss, Florida, about both sides of the ball. I'm really interested to see what he thought about Ole Miss's offense, and I'm interested to see whether he thinks DJ Durkin can do enough schematically, with Band-Aids and whatnot to sort of salvage the defense a little bit. I think it's asking too much to make it a good defense, but I'm wondering whether he can do enough to make it sufficient enough for the offense to win games.
Well, I've just got two things for you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know there's a lot of people trying to call in. Number one, I have an old-fashioned recipe that you might love, Neal, but Chase is definitely going to hate.
Okay. Interested?
Obviously, you start out with the basics, highball glass.
We lose you? No, there you go.
Bitters, a bar spoon, or one of the stir spoons of agave syrup.
Okay.
A half ounce of mezcal.
Mezcal?
And an ounce and a half of reposado tequila.
Okay.
take the peel of an orange and squeeze over the glass and give that a stir.
So a mezcal tequila old fashioned, but you're using agave instead of like simple syrup or something.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean,
I'm in.
Honestly, that doesn't sound bad. I would be curious to experiment with a bunch of different kind of bitters with that. I think that would be interesting with a collection.
There's a
bitters.
habanero bitter that I think would be terrific with that.
Okay. Yeah, I could buy that. That seems like something that would be more than fine.
And you might even combine the orange bitter and the habanero bitter and give it. You can go more than one bitter. In fact, in most old fashions, you do.
And then I wanted to talk about the game today, sort of a momentum shift that I observed with my very untrained eye is that fumble that Florida recovered. I believe it was in the second half. Just was a huge momentum shift for the defense. That really, I mean, they came out.
Yeah, I remember that play. The Ole Miss forced a fumble, and it just kind of bounced right back to the Florida player. That would have absolutely been a little bit of a. That would have made it pretty damned interesting. You're right. And it just was one of those deals they didn't get the break. If you're an Ole Miss fan, here's the other thing you have to be really – I didn't mean to cut you off. Stay with us. If you're an Ole Miss fan, you have to be really encouraged by this, that you played pretty well against a very good football team, or at least I think it's a very good football team, and you really never caught a break. And you can get into officials or whatnot, whatever. But like Corral's pass that gets tipped in the air and happens to go straight to a defensive lineman who happens to catch the ball, the fumble you referenced, a couple of penalties that didn't go their way, that clearly went Florida's way. That's no break. You didn't catch a single break. So if you catch a break or two, it's a different game, right?
The roughing the passer against almost a no-go.
Yeah, that's another one, right? That maybe by the letter of the law is a quote, good call, end quote, but it's really not. Yeah.
But no, the show's great, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for doing what you guys do, and I'll hang up.
Perfect. Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Call's just rolling in, Chase. We'll just.
Eric said, "Put the sucker in the mezcal."
I'm not sure it would matter, but have we agreed to a number yet on what it would take to get there?
I don't even know where you're leaning.
A big number.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the number?
I mean, at least.
That's what I had in my head.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the number. Who's on the line?
It's great.
This is Philip in Memphis. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're lovely. Do we even know where both of them are?
I could find them. I think I know where they are.
Okay. What's going on, Philip?
I had a thought back during Tucker's call. He was talking about how the Italy blue pops more during football than baseball and basketball, and the powder blue looks better with those. The idea I had, maybe the Italy blue just likes to pop against the green of the grass when you're looking at it. Now, obviously, baseball plays on grass, but when you're looking at it on TV, you're always looking at a down angle towards the grass, so it pops against the contrast with that green. It doesn't kind of get overtaken by the green.
All right, let me ask hang with us. Let me ask a stupid question, because obviously in baseball they wear the blue, but it's a blue top on a blue pant. It's a suit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would the blue have looked different today had they worn the same color pants as the jersey?
I think the white pants with all the white that's mixed in with the jersey on the accent parts, that's what makes it stand out against the green on the field, because you're not getting too Conference USA, as y'all have been saying. I think, because I'm looking at State and LSU right now.
Oh, big throw from Brennan right there. Touchdown LSU.
That was a big throw. Wow. I didn't even know they knew how to score touchdowns anymore. Just looking at State's uniforms, the simplicity for once that they have with just the white and the maroon doesn't look as bad as when they go all crazy. So I think that's why what we had on today looked so good. That the red was kind of just relegated to a few tiny spots.
Yeah.
The red is what makes it look Conference USA. You got to keep it just two colors. It's the third color with the Italy blue that causes a problem.
And I'm going to agree with Nick Anderson in the thread here. He says need a stripe on the pants, either powder or red. Not red, powder. Need a powder stripe on the. I'm for two stripes instead of one big stripe.
Two powder with a white in between.
Yes.
I mean with the space or whatever.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
By the way, Rebecca, thank you for the contributions towards setting our mouths on fire. We appreciate it.
Which I think are only at $15 at the moment.
Oh, is that where we are?
I mean, are we doing it for the day, or are we doing it since we said?
Oh no, we're for this show.
For the show.
Show.
Then we are at $99.
Okay. So
I can prove it. We have a little thing up. It gives chat revenue for the show. It is at $99 right now.
Awesome.
Wait. Is that just $99 for hand raised guys, or is that $99?
Hand raised guys.
That's just hand raised guys.
I mean that other show.
The other stuff, it's already gone.
Those are shows. Those are shows in history. We can never go back there.
I mean, we hardly own those.
I mean, I don't even remember those shows.
Yeah.
Did a show. We did a show one day called Scoreboard Business, but I don't remember it. It's over.
The other hot take I had was I'm pretty sure that Spencer knows Ed from a comb from a back alley somewhere.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're old friends.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spencer's
Ed seemed to compensate with his Bud Light.
Yeah. Ed was very angry. Spencer was not. Spencer's a very positive person.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's been a long time since they've actually seen each other face to face, if you will, because that's why Ed's so angry and frustrated now.
If you will.
If you will.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course. All right. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
John, thanks for the super chat a little earlier. He said, so was the Ole Miss offense as good as it looked, or the Florida defense weaker than usual? Seemed to be the former. Ole Miss executed. One game, so we don't necessarily know what the roster standpoint is. But no, Ole Miss absolutely exceeded expectations.
Come on, Florida's talented. Yeah. By the way, speaking of fashion, we need for the people to see Haley's shirt.
Okay.
The 4%er shirt. It's fantastic. Haley's like, oh, God, you have time to prepare yourself. You're all good.
Did you have a finish there or what?
No, it's just letting her talk, letting her fix herself up. Taylor DeCastro says, well, hell, it's coming from the same bank account. So here you go, gents. Taylor, thank you very much for the gift. Funny. We appreciate it. We absolutely appreciate it. Hey, caller, who do we have?
Hello. Howdy.
Hey.
Okay, I just wanted to call in. After seeing how Ole Miss played today and seeing how other teams are playing right now, I am calling it now 7-3.
Ooh.
100% 7-3. I don't.
Saturday afternoon hot take.
I don't see any defense that we're facing this year as good as Florida's.
Besides Alabama's.
Really maybe Bama.
And Auburn.
Maybe Auburn.
Yeah, no. Auburn and Alabama are better on defense than Florida.
I just don't see hold on, let me pull up the they're back in the back. Sorry. I don't see how Kentucky, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, or LSU right now could have a better defense than what we just faced today. And we just put up 35 points on probably a top defense in the league right now.
Touchdown Mississippi State.
Not doing good. Arkansas is beating Georgia. Is that not the most 2020 thing you are seeing right now? I'm calling it now. 7-3.
Boy, Georgia caught a break right there. That was a fumble, and number 2 for Arkansas tripped over the 50-yard line, or else he might take that thing to the house. I'm telling you, Georgia has some. Look, we can. In both of these games right now, we're in the second half. Not to, stay with this caller. And we're in the second half, and you can do the LSU's going to win, and Georgia's going to win. That stuff starts to run out as the time runs out. You know what I mean? The game gets shorter.
Oh yeah.
If you're Arkansas right now, you're at least entertaining the idea in your head that, hey, we've got a shot here. He trips over his own teammate, Chase. Otherwise, that is a pick, scoop, and score. Number 2 trips over number 9's foot.
And otherwise, it's still 7-5.
Yeah. at midfield, number 2 picks up the ball and trips over number 9's foot. Otherwise, they score. Now, I don't know that Arkansas has enough offense to do anything against this Georgia defense, but
what you're seeing today, like, I think the only QB that I'm kind of worried about, and I'm just hold on here, just the QB. The only QB I'm worried about right now isn't Mac Jones. It's KJ Costello, because he has put up 20 points with a meh offense with Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But Arkansas has only put up 7 points, given they're winning, but they've only put up 7 points. And then there's not an athlete like we just faced with Trask. I never thought I would say that. Athlete that we just faced with Trask. I truly think that we're going 7-3.
Wow.
With a loss
So is the defense going to
Auburn
get better?
and
Are they
Alabama.
going to cause a lot of turnovers, or are you just counting on a bunch of high-scoring games that are won?
I would say high scoring, and it was an unlucky interception by Matt Corral.
Yep.
He put up over or almost 450 yards total by himself. He ran more than JRP as a not really dual threat, but kind of dual threat. The way that this offense played, and they didn't even get the tight end in until near the end of the game. If they fire on all cylinders, I don't see how we have a losing season at all. I don't see us going 4-6. I see us going 7-3.
Well,
no,
let me just
Auburn and Bama.
Yeah, I love the optimism, and I'm glad people have it, and I tend to share it, not quite as extreme as you do at this point, but to some degree. But the defense, Ole Miss's defense has to get better. I mean, they missed a lot of tackles. They did a lot of things poorly. I mean, there's no way around that.
Well, I have another question when it comes to that. When it comes to defense, is it too late to get Otis Reese and Dean Leonard on the field?
Leonard played. Leonard was cleared and
approved,
played. Leonard played. I don't know about Reese. I guess it's not technically too late. He could still get cleared as we go. But Leonard played today, so he was cleared.
Okay. So, I don't know. I'm just optimistic with this offense and it being a freak year. Everybody not practicing as much.
Yeah.
I feel like I know I'm not going to be heartbroken if we go 3-7. I really am not, because I know it's a crazy year and it's Lane's year 0. Man, after the way Corral looked amazing. And truthfully, his first real start as starting QB. He was fighting for the job. He won that job, and he won it convincingly.
Well, there's no doubt about that. He absolutely won the job today. Hey, thanks for the call. Really appreciate it.
Yep, have a good one.
I'm loading post-game stuff now on our YouTube. So
Okay. Hopefully it keeps the stream in. Hopefully everything's fine.
Yeah, I was making. I went ahead and got out of the Georgia-Arkansas game. I didn't want to ask too much.
Oh, because you're watching that too.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been.
Arkansas with the ball, 2nd and goal at the Georgia 6, maybe 5. I can't quite tell with this ring light staring me in the face.
It is 2nd and goal at the 6.
3rd and goal at the 3 after that little whatever that was.
This is.
A touchdown here.
We're a few minutes from it getting really, really weird.
A touchdown here, and it's weird. We're about a touchdown away from me checking with Campbell. Go, hey, are you watching? If you're Georgia, this is panic time. Not necessarily the game itself, but you cannot be pleased with how you look. He's open in the flat if you go there. He didn't see him. Georgia and Arkansas will settle for a field goal attempt. Felipe Franks sacked. The running back was open in the left flat if he went there quickly.
Ooh, Killer Cam with an incredible hot take. Tennessee versus Florida decides the East.
Well, I hadn't seen Tennessee yet.
I mean, they could lose the Boom tonight.
I'll tell you what, UTEP cheats. You want a hot take? UTEP cheats. There you go.
You see where Tulane is just rolling against Southern Miss? Like 56-20 or something.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, someone asking the thread, do you kick here? Absolutely.
Oh, you had to kick there.
Yeah, Arkansas gets the points. 10-5 now, Arkansas. 8:23 to go in the third.
5 points for Georgia midway through the third quarter.
Hey, you know, I mean, and if you're Arkansas, if you're Sam Pittman, you're starting to tell guys, hey, we're in this. This is not a 4-quarter game anymore. This is a 23-minute game.
And you have a lead.
And you're up.
They have to get in the end zone to beat you guys. What's the mid-final? What's your guess?
I don't know. I mean, my guess would be something like
11-10 Georgia.
No, so I was going to say 21-10 Georgia. I mean, you know, Georgia pulls away and gets it. But if you're Arkansas, this is encouraging. I mean, if we're going to have a day where we talk about, you know, encouraging signs, if you're Arkansas defensively, that you have to be encouraged, because last year it didn't matter who they played. It could be Western Kentucky. It could be San Jose State. It could be a good SEC team. It could be a bad SEC team. They all put 40, 50 points up every single game. And so if you're Arkansas, I mean, look, you can talk about Georgia's whatever. You have to be encouraged right now. If you get into the locker room at the end of this game and it's a loss, when you show film tomorrow in Fayetteville, you can say, we're better. And even if you're not, you can get kids to believe that you're better. You're in this game. It's middle of the third quarter, and you're 10-5 up over the, what are they, the fourth-ranked team in the country?
Yeah. Rebecca, an Arkansas fan, she excited in our thread. You know,
of course. If you're an Arkansas fan, why would you not be excited right now?
Oh, hey, progress.
I mean, big time.
Well,
I told
no matter
you,
who the quarterback is, yeah.
Look, I've been up there some. I've been up there some. Obviously, I have a kid that goes there. I'm answering a call. Hang on, caller. When I get you up, hang tight. I'm gonna get to you right now. You're on, but hang on tight. It's a funny culture up there, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Everybody has their unique cultures. Pittman, in a lot of ways, fits. He kind of fits there. They want somebody who is kind of one of them, and he sort of embraces that and workmanlike, and that's him. He's an offensive line coach. Is it going to work? Hell, I don't know. But he's a much better fit for up there than Chad Morris was, than Brett Bielema ever was. Pittman's never going to look down his nose at that job the way that some other people do.
Well, no, that's 100% true.
It's a good fit in the same way that Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss was a good fit. Somebody, said that for 3 years. Sometimes you just see it. I'm not as quick to write Pittman off at Arkansas. Are they going to win championships? No, of course not. Can he make them better than they've been? I think he kind of can. I think he can give them a little identity. And, you've been up in that stadium before when it's loud. It's one of the louder stadiums in the league when it's rocking. It just doesn't rock much. But when it does, it's a little loud. Hey, caller, who do we have?
This is Cam in Dallas.
Hey, Cam, what's up?
Well, I'm killing Cam in the YouTube chat or whatever.
Our Tennessee Florida hot take.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Call him the defend your take. We didn't criticize it.
From what I'm seeing, Georgia, same story, different year. Quarterback problem. I mean, Parham was okay at best, overhyped.
Cam, they would kill for Jake Fromm right now at this moment. If you offered Kirby Smart a year of your life for Jake Fromm right this moment, he would do it.
Oh yeah, just let Felipe Franks choke it away like you did all last year and lost his job. So, but I didn't get to watch the whole game of Ole Miss. I had a scrimmage, but I watched the first half and I've seen some good stuff. You got an interior defensive line problem, which y'all have been saying that. I knew that from the start. Did Damon Clowney play any in the second half?
I don't think so.
Did not see him participate.
I don't think so.
Okay. He's probably a little light in the pants.
He is. He's small. Yeah. There just aren't a lot of true freshmen that walk into the SEC and step in and play defensive line. That's a lot to ask.
Oh yeah. Oklahoma losing to Kansas State.
Second year in a row.
Okay. But Ely is who he thought he was. Corral, I'm hot take. I'm the hot take guy, I guess. I think Corral, if he keeps playing like this, he could easily be a first-round pick as a quarterback.
Ooh.
I mean, I've seen some throws today, and I'm like, man, there ain't too many people that can make that throw.
Well, he does.
Georgia ain't got nobody to make that throw.
No, he has some zip on the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was throwing it. I mean, and that's a team that historically Florida's always going to have people on defense that's going to be, that's a hit right there.
Yeah, one for Arkansas just laid. He caught the ball. I don't know how the hell he caught on. I don't know how he held on to that.
But yeah, like historically, Florida's really, really good. That Cox, that defensive end that they have, that number 1, he is very, very good. He's solid. So the question is Mississippi State just that good, or is LSU just that bad?
I don't know. Little early. Big Ben says Neal's an Arkansas homer. I mean, look, I could sit here and tell you all that I'm not cheering for Arkansas right now, but I am. I'd love for my daughter's team to get a win. She hasn't seen her team win.
How many have they lost in a row? SEC games?
They haven't won since 2017 at Ole Miss.
So it's at least 16, and then whatever. So it's like 18.
Yeah, it's something like that, like 18, 19 in a row. So, it'd probably be a fun night in Fayetteville if Arkansas could pull one off.
Oh.
So did Daniels didn't clear clearinghouse, NCAA clearinghouse?
He's cleared, but he didn't clear some health stuff. I'm not exactly sure what, but he hasn't gotten through all of Georgia's protocols.
So who is this kid?
He's a kid that's been there a while. He hadn't played much. This Bennett kid. The kid that started, the freshman, they took him out. He was completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, this guy looks like a kicker.
Yeah, he does. He does kind of look like a kicker. Touchdown.
But there's the touchdown.
Georgia.
Uh-oh.
That's probably night.
Probably ball game.
Yeah, there we go, Arkansas. Choke it away, just like usual.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a choke. I mean, you got to give them, they're a 24-point underdog.
Yeah.
Is Georgia going for 2, or did they say he was out of bounds?
Oh.
See, for me, I didn't see Felipe Franks, so he's either about to go down and they're going to score it, or he's going to throw a pick. One of the two.
That's a touchdown. So Georgia going for 2. I'm loading videos. What else you got? Anything?
If Georgia had a quarterback, I mean, they got the best receiver in the SEC standing out there at number 1, that Pickens.
Oh, they have athletes all over the field.
And that big number 0, I don't know who that is, but he is a behemoth. Whew. But I was just wanting to call in, love the show, watch for a long time. But the uniforms look good today too. Oh, good play. You get in?
He got in. He got in. Yeah, he got in.
Solid there by your backup kicker there. I like that. Pretty good.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
But all right.
Bye.
Yeah, I didn't think he got in either.
Oh, see, I thought he did get in.
Yeah, well, he did.
He
but
did.
I didn't.
Yeah. So 13-10, Georgia. About 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Denver, thank you for the super chat. Says, can we get Zach Berry on with some recruit reactions? This super also goes toward sucker count. Got a long way to go on sucker count, guys.
Zach is going to have some recruit reaction, probably not on this show, but in the next couple of days. Who do we have?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Oh, great. Hey, my name is Forrest. I'm in Mobile, Alabama.
Hey, Forrest, what's up in Mobile?
Oh, not much. There's not many Ole Miss fans down here. So, it was a good game. Good offense, on defense. But we all kind of expected that, But all that I got to say is, man, Lane Kiffin knows what he's doing. Just kind of like with the Kobe Bryant
face band and all that.
Yeah.
He knows how to get the kids.
He does. He gets brand.
He went Kobe and Barstool on masks today.
He gets branding. He really does. He knows how to relate to young people, no doubt. Absolutely, no doubt.
Yeah.
Gets it, and is not afraid to. He's not afraid to be different.
Yeah. Oh, and hey, Neal. So I'm actually a dispatcher for a trucking company. So I thought you'd like that.
Oh yeah. So what does that mean?
So well, pretty much I'm on call. So I work from about 6 to 6, and then I'm on call all night. So I pretty much, get the routes, and I give them out to the drivers. And then if anything goes wrong, like a wreck or blown, anything like that, I get calls. And man, I'll tell you what, we could have a TV show on what goes on at our place. Because man, we hear stories from truckers, and it's something that you never believe.
Give me a PG-13 rated story.
Okay. So we had a driver.
You can even go rated R. You can go rated R. Just don't go past R.
Okay. So we had a driver in Panama City, and he was feeling kind of sick. And so we tried calling him for about 3 or 4 days, and we couldn't get hold of him. So we went into his profile, and we got his mom's number. And so we called her, and she answered, and she was with him. And she started screaming, saying, "Someone call 911 because a spider done laid eggs in my baby's brain."
Ooh.
And I was with one of the other dispatchers, and we looked at each other like, wait, spider laid eggs in your baby's brain? What the hell does that mean?
Fair question.
And it turned out he had staph in his back. So I don't know how they got to that, but that's just one of them things.
Huh, that's pretty interesting. Hey, anything else?
But I appreciate y'all guys.
Okay.
Y'all do a great job, and
Thank you.
I've been listening to y'all for about 3 to 4 years now.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Stay with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll call in later.
Okay, thanks. So what's the state score? We've been flipping. We got.
I haven't seen a score.
Apparently, Colin Hill had a couple big runs.
27-24 Bulldogs with the ball, it appears.
Oh, how about that? I turned it back to that. Yeah, Mike Leach getting some laughs at those of us who didn't think his offense would work in the SEC right this moment.
Yeah,
now it helps to have Kylan Hill. I question whether a future Kylan Hill will sign with that offense.
That's fair. That's true. He's never had he doesn't have dynamic running backs.
Well, Hill's a dynamic running back.
That's my point.
Yeah, right,
that changes his entire offense. But State's a program with what's in State where the demographics allow for that a little better. Just straight what's available typically in the state.
Go get a running back, yeah. Hey, caller, who's this?
Travis.
Hey, Travis, what's up?
Not a whole lot, just watching LSU and State. One quick question. After today's games, can y'all just give like a rundown of a game-by-game predictions or what y'all think the season's going to look like the rest of the way?
Yeah, we can do that. It's kind of hard with some of the teams because we haven't seen them yet, but we can do it. We can give it a shot, sure.
All right, I'll hang up and listen.
Okay,
all right,
thanks. All right, they want to see Haley's shirt, so I'm going to go to me only for a minute while you take your camera off.
Okay.
And you can show Haley's shirt when you're ready, and I'll go to it. Arkansas falling apart. Bless them.
I wish we could wish I could see exactly what's going to be in focus.
You're okay. I'll be able to help you. We're at the point where no one cares anymore. We're good. All right, here we go. I'm flipping to it now. Oh, it's good. Raise the video. There, perfect. Right there, Chase. Perfect. There's the 4%er shirt. There's our lovely, talented intern Haley. That's the 4%er shirt. You can get that at our digital shop. as Chase puts his camera back on his screen. I'll go back to me for a minute, let that get stabilized, and then we'll come back. So that was Haley. Thank you for Haley's a better model than I am, but there you go. Oop, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, there I go. Okay. So you can get that at the link that's right there on the YouTube. And if you'll subscribe to our site, our YouTube site, which is free, it will cost you nothing. If you will subscribe to our YouTube site, we can go ahead here soon and make that what, Chase? We can make it where people could right here on the YouTube.
Straight from the thing. Yeah. Yes, that is correct.
We've got to get to 5,000 subscribers. We're not quite there yet. So if you're sitting there,
it allows for a tray where we put items across the bottom and can kind of showcase them in a little carousel thing. Is essentially what it will do.
So there it is. A reminder from us to you to hit the subscribe button. You do feel bad for the Arkansas kids that they're blowing another one, but it is what it is. All right, Mississippi State with the ball, 1st and goal. That's a touchdown. He's in. Touchdown, Mississippi State. They're up 10, Chase. 34-24 State at LSU. 14-14 to go in the game. Man, if you're an LSU fan, this is sobering.
I know. I mean,
and if you're a Mississippi State fan, this is encouraging. Costello looks good. He's made plays. And you know what you get in Hill. And they've been good enough on defense. It was a 5-play, 56-yard drive. 14-14 to go. All right, let's see. I need to get back into Skype.
That's cutouts in their end zone, too. Okay.
Get back into Skype. Hey, caller, who do we have?
Hey, man, it's Marv.
Hey, Marv, what's up, bud?
Oh, dude, just took a step outside. I was watching the State LSU game. I figured it was a good time to break apart before we take the ribs off the grill and get to dinner. So,
oh yeah, tell me. Well, hold on. Tell me about the ribs.
All right, so 250. I'm on the Kamado Joe, so I'm on my ceramic grill.
Okay.
So 250. I went with How to Barbecue Right. So Malcolm Reed, his hot barbecue rub. I go about 2.5, 3 hours. I go by color. So when it's that dark mahogany, I go ahead and take them off and put a little extra rub on them. And then I tried something different this time. A buddy recommended it. It's called Mike's Hot Honey. And so it's literally honey infused with some pepper juice or sauce or something.
It's fantastic. I've put it on
I've never heard of it. It sounds
charcuterie
fantastic.
Plates and stuff. It is phenomenal.
What's it called again?
It's amazing. You can Mike's Hot Honey. You can get it from Amazon, and they have an extra hot that I haven't opened yet. But the hot honey, I tried it on pizza last night. It was incredible.
Huh.
Yes,
but
it's
I
really
put it
really
on
good.
It's really good. Apparently, people have said it's really good on, even Brussels sprouts. I mean, it's good on everything.
You know what? Brussels sprouts are a sneaky canvas as it pertains to sauces and stuff.
Yeah,
I love Brussels sprouts. If you blanch them and get them out of, you got to get them into an ice bath right away, and then you saute them. Freaking fantastic with damn near anything, but balsamic vinegar, just in.
Completely agree. And my mother-in-law reduces her balsamic, so
yeah,
I mean, it's really good.
Gives it almost a sweet, almost a syrupy sort of flavor.
Yep, exactly right. So, but we're trying that. It's the first time I've ever done the ribs with the Mike's Honey. I just got it in. Like I said, I bought it off Amazon last week, and it came in a few days ago. It's really good though. It has an initial just hit of the pepper, but then it's like the smooth honey on the back end. It's so good. So, but I was going to call and ask in, do you think that State's offense is actually doing better under Leach, or is it just LSU's lost too much and going through all the changes and everything else?
I mean, it's hot take Saturday, right? So I mean, we've seen 3/4 of one game, so the hot take is that it's both.
Yeah.
I mean, Look, Leach has put up yards and points everywhere he's ever been. The question with Leach has always been, can he beat the elite teams in the league that he plays in? It's not can he beat.
Agreed. And I don't think LSU is elite right now
at
all. They are very
I agree.
mediocre, losing everything, and especially week one. Like I know it's very, the whole week one hype. Oh, I'd rather catch them week 1 than week 12. Well, if it ever matters, it matters this year with an LSU team that lost everything.
Oh well, right now I wouldn't mind catching LSU whenever. Pick your week.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the two teams that I've seen today, LSU and Ole Miss, I'd pick Ole Miss all day over LSU.
Yeah, I don't think Miles Brennan could keep up with the Lane Kiffin offense.
I don't either. I think if you're an LSU fan right now, you're worried.
That's true because Brennan's going to be in a bunch of games now where there's pressure on him to go, and it's different when you've got to go multiple times in a row and multiple times in a game. And now I get Stingley Jr.'s out. That's a huge loss, but
that throw right there is a problem. He's number 10's wide open. He's on a cross route. He's wide open, and he underthrows it by 5 yards. That's a throw you can't not make.
Okay. The pick he had earlier. No, never mind. That was Costello.
That was Costello with the pick.
Yeah, that was behind as well. But no, you're right.
And Costello made a bad read on that play.
How far into the barrel are y'all?
We're just getting started.
It's about a quarter of the way down ish.
The three of us finished a bottle of champagne earlier, which was fine. I had a couple of beers. I had a couple of beers during the game, and we've had this, so we're.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah,
we're doing okay. Haley drank an entire bottle of honeysuckle vodka. It's bad, but I mean, we don't really know what we're going to do with Haley. She's curled up in the fetal position out in the hallway, and we're a little concerned, but it's just a bottle of honeysuckle. It'll be okay.
So I'll tell you what my wife made about 30 minutes ago. It's pretty good. So I don't know if you remember the orange drink Tang, but she wanted a frozen drink. So she got some of the Tang powder, Campari, and then Cathead honeysuckle, and made like a frozen, you call it like a daiquiri-ish drink, but it is amazing.
That sounds good. I love Campari.
Yeah, it's the Campari, the honeysuckle, and then Tang. It's a little sweet. I had one, and I'm switching back to beer, but my one was highly enjoyable. Much more so with like if you're by a poolside and it's 85 instead of 75 like it is right now, but it was still good for one.
Well, hey, thanks for the call. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, y'all be good. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. We have been requested to include in Neal's picks the Air Force Navy game next week. So remind me to do that. I will do that for my friend Jarrett. Air Force Navy, add that to Neal's picks with the other SEC games next week.
Air Force and Navy.
Air Force Navy, yep. Remind me to do that, please. What time did we start today?
9
o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. It's been a day.
I mean,
you're madly typing. You're texting all your people that are texting you.
You know, it hasn't been that bad today.
Really?
Like during the game, I was getting lots of pictures and stuff, like from the stadium. But
and now people are like, "What's up? What do you think?"
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this long enough where most it's under like probably not going to get back like whatever. I met a few message board posts. They're calm. Like for the most part, the board's okay. I mean, relative to losses on message boards, if you will. I mean, there's always that factor. But
I just don't know how if I'm an Ole Miss fan, how I'm particularly upset today.
Well, you can't be upset. The offense sucking is how you would have been upset today.
Yeah, if
you've got beat 42-10 and you're turning the ball all over, and
if they'd rolled over and played dead down 17, you could say, "Oh God," they didn't. I wrote this in my column. Florida punched hard, and Ole Miss punched back. At the end of the day, Florida punched harder, but Ole Miss never stopped fighting, literally down to the last play. I've done this for a long time. I watched these last 3 years when I kept thinking you and I would go off the air, and I'm like, they're screwed. This program's going nowhere. We would go off the air, and I would look at you and go, there's no chance. There's no chance. If it's me today, and I'm an Ole Miss fan, I can't wait for the pandemic thing to go away. I can't wait for the dead period to end. I can't wait till these guys get to actually recruit. I saw optimism today. Look, Florida's good.
Your only frustration at this point is it's just year zero and you can't recruit right now.
Yeah, you can't.
You're in a waiting game that God knows how long it's going to go on.
But you can get on the phone with 17-year-old kids and go, see what we did? Had you been out there, you would have been number whatever, and we would be better today. I could build on this today. This was not a bad day. Dan Mullen's a hell of a coach. Florida's a hell of a program. You can do whatever the hell you want to do with whatever. Kyle Trask is a big-time quarterback. You think Georgia would kill to have Kyle Trask right now? Think LSU would kill to have Kyle Trask right now?
Mm-hmm.
You can build on this today. And it's the first time I've been able to say that since the Sugar Bowl.
Makes next Saturday at 3 o'clock. Really gettable and a huge game.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I catch myself excited for that game already. You've known me for a long time. When was the last time I was excited about a football game? I'm looking forward to Ole Miss, Kentucky. I'm curious as hell as to what it will look like. It's losable, no doubt about it. But it's winnable. I'm fascinated to see what they look like on the road. Hell, I'm fascinated to see what they wear. For the first time in a long time, Ole Miss football is interesting. Forget the fandom crap. That's for fans. I don't mean that. I said that the wrong way. The fandom is for fans. I'm interested for the first time in a long time. I'm literally intrigued for the first time in a long time. How do you fix the defense? Can you fix it? I told you this earlier in the show, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to talk to Chris Landry on Tuesday. One of my first questions, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. LSU, obviously. There's a lot to get to. Georgia's quarterback situation. Is it bad? How bad is it? Blah, blah, blah. If you're DJ Durkin and Chris Partridge, is there anything you can do just to tweak it enough to where the offense can win some games against the average teams in the league? The Kentuckys, the South Carolinas, the LSUs.
And so much of it is just simply guessing. And I get this as defense in general from a coaching standpoint, but are we holding back or are we bringing pressure? You know what I mean? What gives us the best chance? Are they going to screw up or do we have to force an issue?
Yeah.
And what percentage of what is that as you move forward?
Yeah.
What it is.
I always thought, I did. I wrote it. It was stupid when I did it. You should have, as my colleague said, Neal, you can't publish that, but I think you like to watch things burn sometimes.
A little.
The day that Ole Miss hired Matt Luke permanently, I wrote a column. I actually led 10 thoughts with Ole Miss should hire Lane Kiffin. Because why the hell not? And after watching today, I'm like, I was right. Holy hell, I was right. And I don't know what's going to happen. It might be an inferno somewhere down the road. Who the hell knows? But you had nowhere to fall. Arkansas's mistake last November was not closing the deal. Get it done. LSU scored, by the way, 34-30, 11:01 to go. But I don't – if I'm an Ole Miss fan today, I'm pumped. I'm interested. For the first time in a long time, it's interesting. Before you can be really good, you have to be interesting.
Does any of this fall off if they don't win next week?
No.
Do they have to win the game?
No. Got to play well, though.
Yeah. Can't lay an egg.
Yeah, you can't go get beat 37-7 at Kentucky. And, I'll come back and go, oh, for the love of God. No, you got to go up and punch with them. And, look, when your defense is what Ole Miss's is, you're going to take some punches. You're going to get hit in the jaw.
Yeah, sure.
But you got up today. Florida punches about as hard as anybody in the league not named Alabama. You got some winnable games in the middle of the year. You beat Kentucky. You can play Alabama and go, hey, I know we're going to lose, but let's play with them. Let's see what happens. And then you turn around and you go play Arkansas and win. Then you get Auburn after that, and realistically, Auburn's defense is going to cause problems from what I saw today. But then you get a weekend off, or you play Vanderbilt, then you get a weekend off. I mean, you get South Carolina. There's a path to 4-3.
Which,
I mean, if Ole Miss in that scenario were 4-3 with losses to Florida, Alabama, and Auburn, going to Texas A&M, free shot.
Yeah.
Literally no price on this shot. This shot is free. And then at the end, you get Mississippi State and LSU.
We're not out of a Georgia cover quite yet. Still got a shot. 27-10.
Yeah, I mean, you knew once they got rolling.
Thing's got a chance.
And if you're Sam Pittman again, you show up to the third quarter and you go, see, you hit the pause button. You go, we were in it.
Mm-hmm.
We punched. Now we've got to learn how to finish. Those kids don't know how to finish yet.
Yeah, need more of you. All right, cool. That's it.
I mean, but you'd be 4-3 going to A&M? Who the hell wouldn't take that right now? I'd like to meet the people who would not take that right now, because I'd look them in the eye and go, you are too optimistic. I don't know what fantasy world you're living in. 3-4. That's doable. So, I don't know.
Well, it's been a good day. It's been a good day for them. There's no doubt. I mean, it's we get a week to talk Kentucky. Kentucky looked incredibly vulnerable today against Auburn. Auburn looked okay, but not great.
Ooh, Arkansas is just.
That was
the play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was to get it.
I was like, oh, bless your hearts.
Yeah.
Does Arkansas play Kentucky? I don't either.
Better luck next week on the suckers, looks like. But, I mean, they're over here whenever
you all decide.
You guys fulfill an obligation.
You now know the price.
We'll get it there. There's prices for everything. I mean, Neal putting the Hugh Freeze helmet on, eating suckers. I mean, there's stuff. Everything's negotiable.
All right, we'll call that a day. I tell you what, guys. All jokes aside, we thank all of you for being part of what we do here. And
3 good shows today.
3 really good shows today, and we had a lot of fun. We'll do it again next week. It's I just kind of think about what I thought about yesterday afternoon, which was how close we probably were, closer than I want to think about to today not happening, to not being able to have hot takes about whether Mississippi State's good or whether LSU's horrible or whether Ole Miss is going to win 7 games or lose 9 games or whether Arkansas can beat Georgia. All that stuff, the stuff that, quite frankly, is fun. It was cool to have it today. It really was. And real quick before we go, thanks to the Rogue, big time. Thanks to Rafters, everybody at Rafters. Kennedy, thanks for taking care of us. We really appreciate it. Who am I leaving out? Corey Clark at Clark Ford, Ryan Brown at WJOX, Edgar Thompson in the Orlando Sentinel. Pete DeWeese was fantastic in the second quarter of the Ole Miss Florida game. That was great stuff. Who else do we have? Jeffrey Wright spent almost an hour with us while we kind of figured out what the hell we were doing post-game, me and Haley. And
Blue
Delta Jeans, Cathead. Just a lot of people. We've I think sometimes Chase and I, we get so caught up in the day-to-day that we lose track of kind of where
the big community gets involved.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. And we had some kinks. We probably need to package up that camera and send it back. And we probably need to get a new camera, so we know that now. We didn't know that before the day, but that's okay. And so we'll try to have it. Some of the tweaks worked out between now and next week when we do this again. We'll get started at 1:00 in the afternoon next week. Ole Miss at Kentucky. That's a 3:00 kick. So we'll get together for scoreboard business at 1:00. We'll talk about Ole Miss and Kentucky. We'll watch the Ole Miss Kentucky game with you at 3, and then we'll take some calls and be silly and hear hopefully from Bubba and Spencer and Ed and everybody else, the whole gang that is with us. So enjoy the rest of your football Saturday. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. All of those things. We'll be back with a Oxford Exxon podcast Monday afternoon. So for Haley, for Chase, I'm Neal. Thanks so much for being with us today. It means a ton. It was a great day, big day for us. Hope it was a fun day for you all as well. Thank you for being here. We will talk to you next time. Take care.